Okay, so just a big thing for everybody tuning in. Um, this is a low world based D&D, but it is not strict to the low lore because there's no quote unquote League of Legends. So there are bits taken from low lore, there are characters taken from low lore, but those characters are not necessarily um, boxed into low lore. It is a combination of low lore, lower world, and my twiddling of that and story. So don't go all nerdy if something's like not how it's supposed to be in the low war. It's not like that.
I don't want to see no motherfucker be like, nah, it ain't like that. It's like this. Nah, because this is how it is. Because it's ours. Is that a good summary?
Sure, fine. Okay. Um. So a brief history of Runeterra. Oh, I gotta do it my law voice.
No,
It's the year 65 of the
no,
age of treaty. Oh, I'm
no.
not going. It hurts my voice.
Don't do that voice ever again. Don't ever do that voice.
You tell me that you say that about all my voices I do. You don't let me do any voices. Anyway,
Show of hands. Who wants her to do that voice for law?
I see all the hands.
I do.
Anyway,
Whatever voice she wants. She is God.
so it's the year 65 of the Age of Treaty. The Age of Treaty followed the Rune Wars, in which magic was used in gigantic proportions for war. As quickly as Runeterra would band together in ancient times as tribes opposing tribes of war to settle their disputes, the preferred choice of warfare was always magical. Armies would be enhanced or decimated by spell. Do not draw a dick in my ocean.
Not me.
Okay,
First of all, it's not a dick.
that's fine then. Um, where was I up to? Decimated by spell. Champions made the most of magical items forged for them as they led or supported their armies. They would unleash mighty magical powers directly against foes and their holdings with little regard for consequence. With such an abundance of raw magical power at their disposal, there was little motivation to explore more environmentally friendly forms of warfare. Within the last 200 years, however, the dangers of unchecked magical warfare began to expose the fragility of Runeterra to everyone residing in Valoran. Valoran is the main continent. The last two rune wars drastically altered the geophysical landscape of Valoran, even after magical energy was focused on restoring it. Violent earthquakes and horrific magically fueled storms made life on Valoran challenging, even before the factoring in the horror of warfare on the populace. It was theorized that another unchecked rune war would tear the world asunder. As a direct response to the world's growing physical and political instability, Valoran's key magicians, lots of powerful champions, and political figureheads came to the conclusion that conflicts needed to be resolved without the use of magic. The Treaty of Valoran was created, stating that magical warfare was forbidden. Most city-states, Demacia Ionia at the leading head, greatly supported and accepted the treaty, whilst others, primarily Noxus and Zorn, had to be forced to agree. The treaty stated that if any city-state was to use magical warfare, all other city-states were required to align and expunge this threat. Right. So that's the history of Runeterra itself. Brief. That's a really nice sun in the ocean with a sperm.
It was supposed to be a water dragon, but then somebody, cough, beagle, fucking drew something testicular in nature into it, which I can't figure out how to delete because I'm stupid.
I didn't do that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you changed your color. Interesting.
I didn't do that.
So where we are starting in a small little town called Salamander. Here's the first map I made. And it's shitty.
Calamander, was it?
Salamander, yes. And it is a nice little shitty map. Here it is. Look at that. Look at that style map.
Hang on, it's hatching dragons. It hasn't come up yet.
Oh, because
Is
you
it on-
did something.
Is it on our big map?
Oh, wait. Hang on. I forgot to move. There we go. Now you
Oh.
see it.
Whoa.
Oh!
Oh, this is fancy.
Not really. It's pretty shit.
It's 1,000 times better than anything I ever made, Jesus.
It's pretty good. I don't know why you think it's shit. Like, this is pretty awesome.
Pretty average. Anyway, so here we are in Calamander, which is about, half a day's walk to the west of Mogren. I should probably, point that out as to where you are on the large map. You'll see down there in the pass.
Mogron Pass.
Oh.
Here is Mogren. You are basically like
the shadow of Mount
in the
Targan.
shadow. Yeah, you're basically, it's a mining town. They're on they're near the mountain edge and
Okay.
So
half a day's walk from
So the
Mogren.
people of Calamander, like, mine out Mount Targren, basically. Like, they're mining in its caves down at the base of Mount Targren.
They mine in those hills, those mountains, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go back to the map. Yeah. Now, a brief history of Calamander to set the scene for you people, and then we'll be on our way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there's so much.
Don't apologize for lore. It's the first episode.
I'll
You gotta
apologize
set the
for whatever
scene.
the fuck I want. Anyway, so Calamander was once a sleepy nondescript village located down here where I showed you. Calamander was drastically changed when it found itself the leading lady on the world stage. Calamander's mayor, Anson Ridley, and a local survey team had uncovered a massive deposit of gold and precious gems within the village's sphere of influence. Furthermore, 2 nexuses of considerable magic potency had been discovered alongside the resource deposits. For those of you that don't know, including Awo and Taters, a nexus is a giant magical fueled crystal. It basically, most cities will have will be centered around a nexus. A nexus is it basically
It's like uranium.
yeah, kind of. It draws in
Except
magic and it like puts magic. It's like a well. It's like a well of magic. And from a nexus, like places like Demacia have created their city around, and it brings stuff like it's magical, so they can use it for whatever they need to do at the time.
Okay.
Defenses, progress, whatever. They're very strong, very rare, and it's a magical well basically. So two nexuses were found together at this place. And when you spread across the continent, adventurers and prospectors flock to the village seeking to mine riches and get wealth beyond their dreams. The town council set up a temporary camp located near the foothills that led to Mogren Pass and the Great Barrier in anticipation of the great influx of individuals hoping to trade a hard day's work for handsome rewards. Mayor Ridley acknowledged that Calamander itself was not properly equipped to extract and process the raw riches that lay under the village and its environment, and sought to partner with external mining companies or even one of the great city-states. As reports of more mineral strikes in the resource-laden Legion lure prospective hopefuls to Calamander, and the Valoran city-states had added to the growing population with additional personnel. Demacia and Noxus by far had invested the most effort. Their growing presence also brought with them a rivalry that raised tensions within the village to dangerous levels. Calamander's citizens were worried that their good fortunes may turn for the worse if Demacia and Noxus came to blows over the future of the village. Demacia and Noxus, as most people know, are long-time rivals. want to kill each other, blah blah. Tension manifested itself when Demacian and Noxus guards drinking at the Hasty Hammer Tavern got into a drunken brawl. A brawl that witnesses claimed was bordering on a riot. At least 6 guards were seriously injured when an argument between rival guards erupted into violence. It took what appeared to be an entire Calamander constabulary, several local patrons of the tavern, and 2 champions, one of each Noxus and Demacia, to break up the fight.
Which one's
The
that?
next-
Which tavern is that?
The Hasty Hammer is the northernmost tavern you'll find on your map.
Okay.
Okay. Back to my page now. I've lost my spot. The next day, the Calamander Village Council voted in favor of pushing for an exclusive mining agreement with one of the city-states, as opposed to allowing multiple contracts. They reasoned that they did not wish to see hatred between powerful nations rekindled because of Calamander's mineral bounty. The presence of just a single city-state would be in everyone's best interest. Following the Village Council ruling, both Demacia and Noxus increased their presence within Calamander, as both city-states have emerged as the leaders in securing exclusive mining contracts within the village. Both delegations had already escalated their presence in Calamander by appointing known champions as the leaders of their respective missions. The Demacian delegation was led by Garen, the Might of the Demacia, while the Noxus delegation was directed by Katarina, the Sinister Blade, the eldest daughter of one of the Noxus top generals attached to the Noxian High Command. The presence of champions in the village gave a clear indication that both Demacia and Noxus were committed to success in Calamander. Soon after, an earthquake rocked the village of Calamander, causing the collapse of a mithril mine and trapping 12 Demacian miners underground. Rescue efforts began shortly after the mine caved in, and Calamander offered its assistance to Demacia in its rescue efforts, as had the small contingencies of Piltover and Ionia. Help was also... Do you have to do that, Beagle?
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna pause the stream because all I see in the corner of my eye is Beagle shaking.
Oh, it's distracting you. I was doing the
You know what?
earthquake.
I was wondering what the hell was going on. My screen wasn't obviously doing anything, and then I looked at the stream and I saw Beagle was shaking it.
If you don't have the audio on, you would have missed me going like.
Great, Beagle, great.
I'm just trying to help out.
No, you can keep doing that. That's fine. I've put it down now, so you can keep doing that. That's fine. Help was also offered by the Noxian delegation in Calamander, a surprising move considering the animosity between Demacia and Noxus. After 15 days of excavation, the 12 Demacian miners trapped underground have finally been rescued. Though weakened after being buried underground, all 12 miners emerged in high spirits. However, the temporary joy and peace resulting from the rescue was shattered when a troubling piece of evidence was discovered, suggesting that the cause of the mine collapse was man-made. The body of a Noxian soldier was recovered underground approximately 1 kilometer east of the trapped miners, where geologists had estimated the initial fault point of the collapse. The soldier was surrounded by various Noxian arcanoseismic charges, dynamite, aka, and he appeared to have been caught unexpectedly by the cave-in after the charges were detonated. An official investigation was immediately launched. Tensions at the rescue site nearly caused a fight, but the Noxian rescuers lending aid withdrew swiftly in order to avoid conflict. Although the investigation of the mining collapse was yet to reach an official conclusion, the Calamander Council had an immediate ruling to grant Demacia the highly coveted exclusive mining contract. This established a permanent partnership between Calamander and Demacia, bestowing the city-state exclusive extraction rights to all minerals within Calamander's lands, including the Nexus. Nexus's. In return, Demacia would commit mining resources and open a direct trade route to Calamander, effectively making Calamander one of its contiguous provinces. All independent and city-state affiliated mining parties were required to cease activity and withdraw all mining operations from the village's boundaries. Formal ceremony was made in the courtyard of Calamander's seat of elders, with Mayor Anson Ridley having prepared the formal documentation for his village partnership with Demacia. Calamander prepared itself for the arrival of Jarvan III, King of Demacia, who... I gotta turn sounds off.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Let's mute that. I'm sorry I'm reading so much, but, you know.
It's
Set the
fine. It's
scene.
backstory.
Okay, I'm nearly done. Anyway, Jarvan III, King of Demacia, who was accompanied by his son Jarvan IV, the exemplar of Demacia, and an entire phalanx of Demacian Valonites. Jarvan, J4 up in the house.
Yeah.
The king had sent word that he would visit the village personally to sign the long-anticipated agreement granting Demacia exclusive mining rights to Calamander. Triumph atmosphere became subdued, however, when Jericho Swain, the master tactician of Noxus, I should say, appeared with his own military entourage. Calamander officials decided to proceed with the signing, but before the Demacian king could endorse the document, Swain emerged from the crowd with a bound Demacian soldier. Swain stated that the man, Tom Garvin, it's with a H, I don't know if it's meant to be Tom or Thom. Tom Garvin, had confessed to the murder of the Noxian citizen in the mines and attempted framing the Noxian city-state. When the king asked the soldier on whose orders he was following, the soldier spluttered that he was following the orders of the king's son, Prince Jarvan IV.
Boom, boom, boom. This guy.
The ceremony then dissolved in chaos. Mayor Anson really suggested that the signing be postponed until a proper investigation could be conducted. King Jarvan demanded that Garvin be released into Demacian custody, but Swain argued that Garvin was a key witness and could not be entrusted to either government. He suggested instead that Garvin be held by local authorities and only interrogated with representatives of both city-states present. Ridley agreed to the proposition and Jarvan followed suit. Before the prisoner departed, Jarvan IV accused Swain of deception, denying any involvement in any conspiracy. Troops on both sides were called to side of the leaders, but King Jarvan III managed to de-escalate the situation by silencing his son and forbidding his troops to engage. He stated to Swain that he would leave peacefully and requested that Swain do the same. Swain consented and withdrew his forces. The situation in Calamander grew dire as reinforcements poured in from both Demacia and Noxus. Spokesmen from both delegations promised that the troops were merely there for protection of the important city-state leaders. Both encampments awaited the interrogation of the Demacian prisoner, which was delayed at the request of King Jarvan III without any public explanation. The steady influx of soldiers had transformed the Calamander countryside, dotting it with military tents and banners. At the time, many Calamander villagers left the region in droves, abandoning their homes and possessions for fear of imminent violence. The Demacian soldier who publicly confessed to the mining conspiracy and sabotage was found dead in his cell, the victim of Nizer poisoning. There was investigation, yet Calamander officials were unable to find how the poison managed to elude the notice of the guards. Suspicious eyes were cast on the visiting delegations of Noxus and Demacia, though representatives from both city-states denied any wrongdoing. Military activity visibly increased in both camps, and a carriage containing General Borum Darkwill, the general of Noxus himself, departed from Noxus and was on his way down soon after the fate of the prisoner was discovered. I screwed that sentence up, so it was a little bit weird there. But anyway, the big dude of Noxus was on his way.
The big man.
Big man.
Before he could reach Calamander, General Borum Darkwill and his accompanying platoon of Raidsil guardsmen were found slain on the roads with terrifying efficiency. Noxian scouts were unable to find any traces of an attacking force or any signs of survivors. Swain later ordered the bodies of every slain Noxian soldier to be put to fire, as is the Noxian ceremony for falling ranking officer. My God, I can't speak. As is a ceremony for fallen ranking officers in wartime conditions. He then accused Demacia for the assault, as they were the only other military on this continent which was capable of it. In a public response, King Jarvan III of Demacia decried the attack and stated that he did not order the assassination. Swain declined Jarvan's invitation to discuss the situation, which may indicate that the damage was already done. Which leads us to today. Look at all these people. There are no Yordles, alright? Let's start right now. There are no Yordles in the forest.
So a basic
Oh,
recap,
man.
as I understand it, is sleepy little town, mining, found some good shit, the nexuses that everyone wants. Everybody turns up. Some political intrigue shit goes down because both of them want the shit. People are dying. That's basically the recap. And now some more important people have died most recently. And that's where we come to today.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Some important people have died. Some shit's gone down. A lot of intrigue.
Alright.
And now we come to it's mid-morning in Calamander. And we have Mr. Bao Shang.
Bao Shang.
Why do you say it like that?
That's how he says it.
Bao
He says
Shang.
it just Bao Shang, just like that.
Like good morning.
Oh. Mr. Bao Shang.
Bao Shang.
No, that's... Oh my god. As we're starting with you, Alo. Holy fuck. Okay, as we're starting with you, Awo, do you want to introduce your character, or you just want to roll with it and people can learn who you are?
I can introduce him a little bit. I won't go into the details too much, but I'll say that he has left his point of origin, a town across the sea to the east. He's a wanderer, and he wanders from place to place, trying to make things right with the world. And that's about as much introduction as I feel he needs.
Well,
So
in
he
his
can-
quest to
so-
make things right for the world, he's arrived in Calamander, which the whole world is talking about right now. And here he is.
An apt place for Bao Shang to be.
Hello.
Oh my god.
What's your name? My name is Bao Shang. Excellent.
Okay, so Bao Shang, you're in Calamander. Oh, you've been here for a while. You know what's gone down. You have come to town. You've got yourself some supplies, some dinner or whatever, and you are currently in the main street of Calamander, which I'll mark. This is the main street here.
I'm going to presume I'm outside the Hasty Hammer, since presumably there would be much talk of what has gone down, seeing as how things have gone down at the Hasty Hammer.
The Hasty Hammer's it's kind of the Noxian place to be right now. So you're here. You've just been to like the local general stores, basically topping up your shit. So you're here. You're walking back to wherever you want to go. The Hasty Hammer. Around you, you know, the town is relatively quiet. On the streets, you see, you know, if you see villagers, they're mostly, you know, the head down, sort of older type or the stubborn type. They're not going to leave their home for no one. But they go about their business pretty quickly. They don't make eye contact. Other people on the street are usually soldiers of some kind. There's usually groups, 2 or 3 of them. If they're Noxian, Demacians in sight, they're usually giving each other dirty looks, but there's no outright hostility as such at the moment.
Okay.
So you just, you know, you've come, you've done your business, you hear the noise of the blacksmith, and there's a tavern ahead, and you're off on your way to do whatever it is you're doing.
Well, I'm here in town, so I'm going to head towards. I'm assuming I don't have. I'm assuming I just came into town. I don't have like lodgings or anything like that, right?
So you've been in town a while. if you had lodgings, I would say that you can either stay at the Hasty Hammer, or you can stay at the Bell and Hound, which is the other one there in the middle.
I prefer the Hasty Hammer.
Okay,
It's got
so
a
you
nice
you
ring
have
to it.
lodgings at the Hasty Hammer then.
Right. I'm going to take a walk into town, and I'm going to walk towards this part of town that has these two. What are these things that you balance things on,
Scales.
apparently. Scales. Yes, I'm going to head towards the building with the scales.
Okay, that is the town council hall building. There's brilliant.
I'm sorry, I got tired of deleting it.
No, that's fine.
I always
you can
push
do
to
that
talk
next
as
time.
X, just so people understand why that's happening.
Oh, you will.
It's a fairly large building. It's nondescript. It's a small town council hall. There's all the windows are pulled shut. There's two guards standing on the door at the moment. They don't look to be either Noxian or Demacian. They look to be just common small town guards.
Okay. Are they, I'm gonna walk up to the front door, where these two guards are, and I'm going to say, "My name is Bao Shang, and I come from across the sea. Is there anyone here I can talk to about seeing what I might do for this town?"
They look at each other, and one of them, the one on the left, he's slightly taller, looks a little bit older than the other one, and he turns to you and he very wearily says, and what delegation are you with?
My name is Bao Shang. I am my own delegation.
Indeed. Well, the mayor is busy right now, as I'm sure you can understand with everything going on. Mr. What was your name again?
Bao Shang!
Right, Bao Sheng. Perhaps you best be on your way today and keep inside. Things look to be getting stormy.
Is the mayor too busy to talk to one of his people?
He looks you up and down, and he says, today he does indeed seem to be too busy to talk to one of his people.
Well, let the mayor know that I saw a great disturbance across town, and that it would behoove him to discuss it with me right away before it becomes a serious issue.
He kind of repositions himself and looks up and down the street and goes, what disturbance did you hear? What did you see?
It was north of the Hasty Hammer, and I would like to be discreet, if you catch my meaning.
He looks up and down the street very pointedly, and there's no one within earshot, and he says, well, whereas discreet as can be, what seems to be the
Yes.
matter, citizen?
Are you the mayor?
You hear that, Greg? He thinks I'm the mayor standing on the door.
His name is Greg.
The little one's name is Greg.
Greg, perhaps you are not as stupid as your compatriot here, and you realize the importance of letting the mayor know about something happening in his town.
Greg kind of looks at the bigger man and then shrugs.
Is the door like shut, or is
Yeah,
it like an
the
open
door's
doorway
shut.
in front of me?
No, the door's shut. There's a big old heavy oak door.
I'm gonna try and push past them really fast and open the door anyway.
We're like 5 minutes in. Time to fuck the guard.
I'm gonna, as I'm doing it, I'm gonna scream, there's a fire north of town as I do it, too.
The tall one, as you move forward, he's gonna grab you by the arm. He's not gonna like yank you. He's just gonna kind of grab you and try and hold you back from the door. And he's gonna be like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about fire? What are you talking about? What fire? See no smoke in the sky?
It's been started by a band from one of those camps or tents to the north. I told you, it's very important I let the mayor know. Unhand Bao Shang. Then I'm going to try and wrestle free from his grip.
Okay, do a strength check.
I thought you were gonna say that as you go for the door, you shout, Bao Shang! This is great. Oh my god.
Okay, the taller guard, he hesitates and, you know, at the hearing that there's, fires in the north. Things are very tense in the town right now, and I see you taking advantage of that. And he kind of releases his grip as you pull your arm from him, and you smack the door open to find yourself in a reasonably, you know, a very modest sort of lobby entry to this political building.
I'm going to step inside, and as I step inside, I'm going to say, hurry, you might be able to put the fire out. As I step inside and I begin, I want to scan around. Do I see anyone who looks like they're richer than the rest? You know, somebody who might be able to presume is the mayor.
You don't see anybody. Do a perception check.
Okay. Well, finally it pays off.
Uh, 17, sorry.
17, yep.
Okay, you don't see anybody, but further up the hall and to the left, there's another closed door, and behind that you hear lots of talking, like a lot of men talking and discussing, and you know, talking over each other, and there's a lot of voices in there. The tall guard follows you in, and he says, "Look, if there's a fire, you should Oh, Greg, run down to the barracks. Run down to the barracks and send some men out north. So you can't disturb them right now. The mayor's busy. We'll take care of this for now. Because, where's the fire at exactly?"
I turn to the guard and I say, what's more important, the town burning to the ground, or you wasting my time talking to me here? You should go help Greg as soon as possible. I'll let the mayor know. Don't worry.
I need to know where to send Greg to get this fire out.
It's north of town. It's north of town. You can't possibly miss it.
He hesitates and waves his hand at Greg, and Greg runs off out the door, north of the town. You see him disappear out the door.
While he's turned and dealing with Greg, I'm going to walk over to the door where the voices are coming from, and I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to say, Bao Shang at your service.
Like you're a clock!
I know you can't see or hear me, but I'm just sitting here, like, smacking my pen against my head. Alright. Alright, as you fling the door open,
Shang helps.
As you fling the door open and announce your presence, you enter. You see your room before you. It's a long room. There's a long table in the middle. You know, a standard sort of council table. Chairs around the outside. There's about 15 men in here. Most of them are older looking. There's a couple, one or two younger looking ones, but most of them are older looking. At the head closest to you, there's a man standing up, and as you fling the door open, he turns and looks at you, and just confusement. Like, everybody's just stopped what they're doing, and they're just looking at you.
I After I've announced myself, I go, "Are you the mayor?"
The man at the head of the table closest to you, he steps forward and he says, "Yes, that's me. I'm the mayor. I'm Anson Ridley. What can I do for you? Hurry now. I've got business to
Mayor,
attend."
there's a fire in this town, and I'm here to help you with it.
He looks at you very confusedly, and then like he makes a motion behind you, and he says, Andre, here, take this man. Go sort out that fire. We've got bigger business to do." And he sort of turns back to the table, and the guard comes in and he takes you by the elbow and he says, "See, I told you so. Now let's go sort out this fire business."
I won't be moved. I turn to the mayor and I say, "This business that you're discussing here is the fire I'm talking about."
The mayor turns back to you and he looks at you like, he sort of winks one eye at you and is like, "Who did you say you were again?"
Bao Shang,
"Yes."
I'm a traveler from across the sea.
Traveler from across the sea. What business of yours is this council room, Bao Sheng?
The business of the people and their health and safety is my business.
Oh my god. From the side, another man wearing foreign clothes that you, as an Ionian, can identify as also Ionian. He approaches you and he says, "Ah, my friend, my Ionian friend. I am, what's the Ionian name? I hadn't had this prepared. I'm so sorry."
No, I think you're doing good improvising so far.
My Ionian friend. I am Dorian. Come with me. Let's discuss this outside, shall we?
Only if the mayor comes with us.
The mayor.
There's direct business that involves the mayor that we must discuss together.
The mayor sighs and crosses his arm and says, "Well, what are we going to discuss today, Bao Sheng?"
We're going to discuss how you're going to save this town, Mayor.
"And how would you suggest that?"
You're going to stop it from tearing itself apart, and you're going to send these murderous thieves who seek to control it away from here.
"And who are these murderous thieves, Mr. Shang?"
Why, I think you know exactly who they are, Mr. Mayor. I think they're in this very room.
"In this very room." And he looks around at all the councilmen, of which, to note, none of them look Damascian or Noxian.
Shit.
Bao Shang, Cluedo Master.
And okay.
Bao Shang knows when he's fucked up. Bao Shang is gonna go. He's gonna make a hand gesture towards the Ionian guy, and he's gonna gesture to go outside. I will go with this Ionian brother, but I'll be back, Mr. Mayor, because the safety of your people are important, and you can't ignore that forever. And I'm gonna whirl about and do a 180 and walk out the door before the guard can grab my elbow anymore.
He like raises an eyebrow at your back, and then as you leave, you hear the door shut behind you. And Andre, the guard, escorts you to the front. He's not touching you, but he escorts you to the front door and shuts the front door behind you. And says, "Well, I guess I can be calling Greg back from that fire now, can't I, Mr. Shang?"
There's fire all around, Andre. I'm gonna quickly head south. I'm gonna head towards the blacksmith.
Okay, he just watches you go. Off you go down the fucking south. Okay, so you're heading towards the blacksmith?
Yes.
Are you gonna go into the blacksmith?
I'm going to go into the blacksmith. I'm going to ask the blacksmith about what has been happening in the town and his opinion on it.
Okay, as you enter the blacksmith building, there's there's a big man, big blacksmith man. He's hammering away at something, mumbling to himself, and he gives you a nod as you walk in, and he puts his tools down, and he wipes his hand, and he walks over, and he says, what can I do for you?"
Bao Shang wishes to ask you about what's been happening in this town.
About what's been happening in this town?
Yes. Yes, in this town. I've been hearing lots of stories, and the mayor won't talk to me, but it's pretty obvious that
Do I look
this
like
town
a
is tearing
fucking
itself
innkeeper
apart.
to you, lad? I've got work to do. If you want to know about news, maybe you best find it somewhere else.
Oh, shit.
Where better can I find news than from the people of the salt of the earth, such as yourself?
And why did...
You live in this town.
All I can hear from the other room is Beagle.
Oh, I fucking love this character. He's like President like Mitt Romney trying to like appeal to the working class, but he's somehow a monk at the same time. It's so good.
Anyway, sorry, Awo.
Bao Shang accepts your apology.
If you want to find information and news about town, maybe you best source it from somewhere else.
You have no feelings about what is happening?
I have feelings towards all the work I have to do today, and you're in the way of that work. Now, if you're not going to buy something, I suggest you leave.
What do you have to sell, O blacksmith of this town whose name... Calmandar.
Salamander
Calmandar.
gives a grunt, and he sort of waves a hand over his pre-made tools. I'll sell you anything you need made, but you're not here to buy again. I suggest you leave.
I don't even remember if we agreed that... No, Bao Shang has no money, so this is not good.
I think he had a little bit of money. You got 50 coppers.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. What can I get?
You could get like a single link for a chain link shirt, probably.
Is there something in particular you're after?
Yes, but not now. Bao Shang will return, and when he does, remember this, and I want Bao Shang to put down 10 copper pieces just for, to smooth things along. And then I'm going to have Bao Shang leave, and I'm going to have Bao Shang go to the other tavern up the street.
Okay, the Bell and Hound?
What's it called?
The Bell and Hound. That is what the
Bell
large
and
tavern
Hound.
is. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
As you are approaching the Bell and Hound, you... Thank you, Beagle, I assume. As you're approaching the Bell and Hound, you notice that there are a lot of sort of Noxian groups heading out of town towards the north. There's more Demacian sort of groups on this side of town, so you have noticed more Demacian than Noxians. As you're approaching, you see a young lady sitting on the steps out the front.
Can
has
I
a
ask
head...
a question?
Yes.
Can I ask a question really quick? How can I differentiate Demacians and Noxians?
Demacians are usually much more clean cut. They're usually shaven. They're lighter in hair color. They're kind of like, more European looking, so it's like blonde and blue-eyed, and
Nordic.
they use sort of light colors like white and gold and blues in their outfits, and their uniform is very distinct. It's it's a white sort of white and gold trim armor.
Okay.
Noxians, on the other hand, they're a bit more put together. Their uniform, especially their army, is not like a uniform as such. They wear their armor, which is usually dark reds, maroons, blacks, browns. but they don't have a strict uniform. They don't all look unified the same. They're the same color and armor types, but they're not like uniformed. And they're usually darker haired, a little bit darker skinned, that sort of thing. So they look a little bit different. They look quite a bit different, I should say. And in your travels, you'd have learned to distinguish that. As you're approaching the
I see a woman.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
no, go ahead.
You see a woman. Her head's bent over. She appears to be writing something. She's not dressed either Demacian or Noxian. She's dressed what appears to be Piltovian, which is one of the most northernmost city-state. You've only encountered a few Piltovians before. You've never actually been to Piltover, so you can only can't exactly tell much about her apart from that she looks to be from the northern region. As you're approaching, a slight wind blows down from the north, and it blows her paper out of her hand and across the street, and it gets tangled on your leg.
I'm gonna pick up the piece of paper, and I'm gonna walk over to the woman, and I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm gonna say, I am Bao Shang from across the sea. This is yours. What were you writing?
The woman takes the piece of paper and says, "Thank you. I'm afraid it's none of your business, though."
Bao Shang is going to bow honorably and then proceed into the Bell and Hound. Now, does it have anything on the, I assumed it was bell as in woman, but is it bell as in like a bell that rings?
A bell that rings, yeah.
Are you gonna shang as well, by the way? You said you bowed. Are you gonna shang too?
No. Bao Shang doesn't do that.
Okay, so you proceed into the Bell and Hound, which is a nice, spacious, sort of tavern. It's got a fireplace at the far end. It's very long away from you. The bar goes across the. If you give me a second, the northern side of the wall goes across that side. There's a little door to your right as you enter, probably for a storeroom, and there's a door further up that looks like it leads to rooms and stuff. As you enter, there's a lot of mostly Demacians. There's one table of Noxians close to the door. There's about 5 of them sitting there, kind of keeping to themselves. The rest is mostly Demacian. There are Piltovians in there as well. A couple of Ionians. It's sort of a mix, but mostly Demacian.
Okay. Is there an innkeeper or someone who is obviously in charge?
There's a man tending the bar. There's a couple of lads and ladies giving out drinks and stuff along the way.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore all them and I'm gonna walk up to the innkeeper. I'm gonna introduce myself. Innkeeper, I am Bao Shang from across the sea. I see that there is much that has happened in this town. Can you tell me of anything that you feel about it?
I fucking love this guy.
The innkeeper gives you a very weird look while he's, tending bar. So he's pouring drinks and stuff as well. And he says, "What is it that you want? Sorry, speak up. It's loud in here."
I am Bao Shang from across the sea, and I wish to know how things be.
Oh my god.
How things be? What, you want
Yes.
the price of ale, wine? What do you want? You want a meal?
I do not drink liquor. Bao Shang does not drink liquor. But I would
Alright.
like.
What
but
do
I
you
would
want?
like
A meal?
to know.
A room? Hurry, lad, I'm busy here. And he kind of, he walks a bit further down the bar, pours another drink, takes some money, comes back to you, wiping his hands, expecting an order.
I place my hand on his shoulder and I look deep into his eyes and I say, I need to know what is going on in this town.
Kind of looks at you and he's very, he's a bit, not shocked, but he's a bit like, what is going on here kind of look. And very slowly he reaches his hand up and kind of just slowly and softly pushes it off his shoulder. He says, "You want to know what's going on here? Well, Mr. Shang, was it? This is a tavern.
Bao Shang. Bao
Bao
Shang.
Shang. This is a tavern. I can sell you food in a room, or you can partake in some ale, or if you simply wish to seat, you can find a seat somewhere in this crowded room. But if you do not wish to order anything, Mr. Shang, I have patrons to attend to. See all these people? I have to serve them." And he talks very slowly and deliberately to you, like like you're a small child.
Does he have money in his hands right now? You said he collected some money from.
He's
the
got a
people
little apron on.
around.
It's a little pouch, and there's coins in there.
Damn it! It's not gonna work if he has it in a pouch. Okay. Bao Shang understands you are a stupid man and care not about the people. And then he's gonna turn around and leave and go outside, and he's gonna go to the woman who's sitting outside reading a letter. But I want Bao Shang to slowly walk up and like creep up behind and see if he can see over her shoulder to see what she's writing.
Beagle roll perception,
Okay. I have to look at my sheet now.
and Beagle roll, and Ava roll sneak. Whoever wins,
All right, give me
you
one
can have
second.
your way.
I'm sorry about the accents. It's not anything I can do.
Nice little palate cleanser. Alright. Holy shit, I forgot this character. Oh my god. That's not
What
right.
What am I rolling again? Trample,
You're
I'm
rolling
sneak.
Yep.
Or stealth?
Stealth. Sorry, stealth.
I'm gonna let Aero roll first, because I just read my sheet.
You can have a +2. It's pretty noisy inside. +2 to your stealth.
Fuck everything.
Alright.
Fucking bullshit.
Wow.
Alright. So, Eagle, you do hear an approaching person from behind you.
I just kinda like put my close my notepad or whatever. Kinda just turn around to see who's coming.
What is your name?
Like, I just stare at him, like, I assume that Bao Shang has just exited the inn, just like, what is your name? Like, it's just,
Yes.
like, Leaf just says that. I just stare at Bao Shang, like, and just kind of, like, make, like, motions, like, I don't know what to say.
Everyone has a name. I believe you know mine.
Yes, I believe you said it was, I'm sorry, I'll get it in a second.
Bao Shang.
Yes, Bao Shang, wasn't it? Thanks for giving me my paper back before. Can I help you?
All I ask for is your name. Why are you in this town? This town is filled with many rude people who do not seem to care that it is about to explode into a flame.
I like go to like say my name and he just keeps going on with the run-on sentence. So I just gotta like just stand there with my mouth open. Like yes, yes, definitely a lot of tension in this town. Who are you again? What do you do here?
Bao Shang is not stupid. I am from across the sea. I come to help wherever help may be needed.
From across the sea. Which sea?
Yes.
As
Eastern
you look
Sea.
at him, Beagle, you can tell that he is of irony and dressing.
Ah, yes.
And he's got irony and looks about him as well.
Yeah. From Ionia.
Yes, that is what it is called.
Well, I'm sure the town would certainly love to have more help. Have you spoken with the mayor?
Have I ever?
Yes, good. Well, yes, is there anything I can help you with? Bao Shang.
As you were standing there conversing, Noxia man comes running up the street. He's very hurried. His face is, he's all sweaty. His face is red. and he pushes past you both, goes into the inn. In a matter of seconds, you see all the Noxians at the table. They've all come out and they're leaving. They're running down the street. They're gone. They're on their way.
You remember that fire I was talking about? Nameless wench.
I just give Bao Shang a look of like contempt. Like I raise my eyebrow, like, excuse me.
Without a name to call you, I will call you whatever I wish.
Well, I shan't be giving you my name with that kind of attitude.
Bao Shang just stands
again,
there
you
and
hear
looks
the
at her.
again, you hear the jiggling of armor. This time, a Damaskian's running down the street, and this one actually has a cut above his eye, and he's got blood running down his face, and he too pushes past you, but this time, as he opens the door, you hear him crying out, "To arms! To arms! There is war afoot! Damaskians report to camp!" And then you just hear this huge commotion. There's people. They're coming. They're running out. The Damaskians are grabbing their weapons. They're leaving. Everybody else is sort of like standing up, looking at each other, kind of in shock, hearing that there's war broken out. In the distance, towards the north of town, you begin to hear the dins and cries of battle, and all the Damaskians are streaming out. All the soldiers on the street are heading north. To the northeast, on the side of the road, a small spat has broken out. There's a small group of Damaskians and Noxians fighting each other, and there's just chaos has erupted in the town.
I'd say to Bao Shang, perhaps you ought to run along, Bao Shang. Sounds as though someone needs help up there.
Why are you trying to get rid of me, nameless wench?
Oh my god.
As you're still sitting on the steps, a larger man, and he's not large as in fat, but he's kind of plumpy. He's dressed Piltover, and he comes out. You recognize him, Beagle, as of course you know him. He is he's Adrian Rivera. He's your commanding officer, or whatever you want to call it. And
Man about town, yes.
he runs up to you, and he says, Cassandra, hurry to the Hasty Hammer. Fetch the others. Get the horses. We're leaving. And he kind of runs back inside towards the rooms, and he disappears inside again.
Alright, well, I'd go to do just that then, I guess.
Bao Shang is going to follow Cassandra. He's not going to say anything. He's just going to follow.
Okay, so you're heading north then, Beagle?
Yeah. Is Bao Shang just follow me?
Yep.
I'd turn to Bao Shang and say, do you have friends to collect, Bao Shang?
Bao Shang is his own friend. The only friend he ever needs in this world.
Just keep going.
Bao Shang will continue to follow.
So there's open fighting on the streets now. At this far down, like I said, Bellenhound is mostly Damaskian, so most Noxians that they encounter, there's a few dead soldiers on the road already. As you're heading north, it becomes a little bit more even with the fighting. Most still seem to be trying to make their way to the north, though, to their respective camps. So you can, and being the fact that you don't look either Damaskian or Noxian, neither of you are dressed in armor, you're pretty much ignored. You get bumped a couple times of people running in the streets. A couple villages you see are running, trying to collect their last goods and get out. It seems it's really gone to shit.
Shit's gone to shit.
Yeah.
As we're walking, Bao Shang is going to talk to Cassandra as we're walking and say, "You remember that fire I was talking about? How can anyone stand by when a building is burning and just let it burn. Is that the right thing to do?
What? Like, I assume I'm, like, running at this point. I have no idea what the hell Bao Sheng is talking about.
In the distance to the north, the fighting has gotten worse. You can hear it. It's screaming and all the war sounds that you would typically hear. Amongst this din, you also hear another noise. A noise that is more scary on multiple levels. You hear a crackling, like the sound of lightning. And on this clear morning day, you see lightning bolts being thrown through the sky to the north. As you're heading up the street.
Truly this is a dark day, Cassandra, wench who will not give me their name. We must investigate what is happening. We must see if people are hurt.
Alright.
If you will not help, then I will leave you.
I will not help. I like look at him like I just stop for a second and look at him straight in the face like, yes, I will not help Bao Sheng.
Truly you have no name, wench named Cassandra. And Bao Sheng is gonna separate and start running north towards where the lightning is coming from. The lightning sounds are coming from.
Cassandra just like breathes a sigh of relief like, oh my god, and just like keeps going on what she was doing, which is trying to find delegates.
Okay, as you're both kind of hurrying up the street. As you get to the corner of the street,
I'm assuming this corner here at the Hasty Hammer where the X is?
Yes, that's the exact corner. As you reach this corner, you can see like there's open warfare in the field beyond the town. There's also clearly magic is being used because there's lightning bolts and fire bolts and ruptures, and there's screaming from not only from the wounds of swords and axes, but also from the burning of flesh from magic being used in this war on both sides. And as you reach this corner, you see and you hear a kind of sizzling in the air, and a giant. There appears to be like a swelling giant ball of fire that is clearly conjured from not one person, but like a joint conjuring of mages from the Noxian side, and this giant swelling ball of fire comes into existence, and it gets thrown towards the Marcian camp, and as it arcs through the air, a magical barrier of light is established over the Damascian troops, and the ball of flame itself gets deflected and flies directly over the town towards the mountains. And as you watch it sail overhead, it disappears and it lands in the mountain. And very seconds after that, time seems slow to you, but seconds after that, you see coming down the street, you see it seconds before you feel it, a rising layer of dust as a concussive force of air blows through the town, and it just starts on its way like a wave. It just starts ripping buildings and structures apart, and as it reaches you, the sound of the explosion itself reaches you, and there's a enormous, gigantic, ear-splitting explosion in the mines to the south, and you get thrown backwards into the chaos of this explosion, and as you gather yourself and your ears are ringing from this explosion, you find you're both covered you've both been saved by what appears to be a wooden wall of a house has fallen across you, saving you from the rest of the force of the explosion, and you're both kind of trapped under this thing while there's fire and screaming and destruction around you.
We're trapped under a wall?
Yeah, it's just like a piece of wood. Like, you're trapped under like a piece of wood wall. Like, it's
Are
like
you
a
hurt?
little hobble home.
Are you hurt? Are you hurt, nameless wench?
What do you mean am I hurt? There's wood on me. Get it off.
I'm gonna try and lift the wood that's down on both of us. Try and lift it off.
Okay, just you.
Just me.
No, I'll
unless
help.
Nameless Wench is gonna help.
I'll help.
Okay, together you both lift it off.
Together, Nameless Wench.
My God, push.
As you throw it off yourself, into the street, you see that the buildings around you have just been like torn apart, as if, like you would see if a tornado ripped through a city. And there's stuff. Everything's on fire. There's people screaming. The Hasty Hammer itself is utterly destroyed. And from the south, this black cloud has risen and is expanding over the town. And there's lightning bolts coming down, but not coming down from the cloud itself. As the cloud goes over top of you, you feel the air itself become thick and with the sense of magic. And there's magic lightning is like arcing around, not from the sky to the ground, but from any direction. It's going up, sideways. It's simply in the air itself.
Bao Shang thinks this is some really heavy shit.
Did you say that in character? Is that what he says? Oh my God.
The eastern side of town, so over here, let me start drawing. There's a whole lot of fire over here. A lot of fire. The Demacian and Noxian armies were like fighting around here. There's still fighting going on, regardless of this. But a lot of the army was, like KO'd, or a lot of them are dead from the explosion. There's chaos everywhere. Like they both seem to be withdrawing. They're still fighting here and there as they withdraw.
Okay.
The Demacians are withdrawing this way. The Noxians are withdrawing upwards that way. So in that direction. So the Demacians are pulling this way, and there's destruction. All this burn. And
Can I see? Are there any wounded people around? Are there people struggling? I assume they're trying to pull back, but are they just like leaving people behind, or are they trying to pull each other back?
the
Like, pull the
Demacians
others with them?
up here, you can see like the Demacians are trying to save people as much as they can, but the magical storm is like becoming very, very intense. Like you can feel. It's almost like you could, where the shockwave hit you inside you, you can feel like a resonating force of magic, and it's like, it's an overwhelming, it's like how you would imagine being in quicksand. It's like oppressing. And it, not to mention the fact that, there's the lightning and everything, which is striking all around, and even people in the big groups of people, some of them are getting hit by this magic lightning, which is arcing between them, and burning their flesh and causing all kinds of havoc. They're in like every building is like pretty much on fire. Anybody in them is trapped inside or dead already. You could try and search them if you want, but yeah, that's up to you.
Bao Shang always helps. I'm gonna look for somebody close to where we are at right now and see if I can help them. What's closest to me right now?
Okay, well, this building would probably be this one here. Seems to be the Hasty Hammer itself is like blown to smithereens. The other buildings behind you are likely, they're very similar. They're on fire and they're pretty fucked up. The one in front was a little bit shielded by the Hasty Hammer in the other bit of town. It is on fire, it is destroyed, but it's not as terrible as the others.
Can I see if there's anyone inside? Is there anything in? Is there anyone inside?
It's collapsed. You're gonna have to use a strength check, see if you can lift some wood.
What am I using?
Strength.
All right, 1 second. Gotta delete some X's. I rolled a 21.
Jesus.
It's Bao Shang. When Bao
Okay.
Shang needs to help, Bao Shang fucking helps.
Bao Shang is like full of adrenaline. He's pumping. He's in his prime right now. This is what he was built for, saving people. And he starts ripping pieces of wood from the house up, and he's looking for people. Inside, he hears underneath. He hears like a moaning and of pain, and as he rips through the pieces of wood, he finds an elderly man who's trapped beneath what appears to be like the chimney section has fallen across his legs, and he's trapped underneath this. Meanwhile, there's still magical lightning arcing around. Do a dexterity saving throw,
Both of us or just him?
both of you.
So that's what's that, like a 1d? How do we do that? How do I do that?
I believe you do
I
a
would take the
1d20 roll. Yeah, you do your 1d20 roll plus your modifier plus whatever saving throw modifier you have.
So it's plus your stat modifier as well?
I believe plus your saving throw modifier. Yeah, that would seem to make sense.
Do you get the proficiency bonus to it? I've never made a saving throw in my entire life in this rule set.
I don't think the proficiency bonus would come into play because it's not like a skill per se.
Okay.
I think you're meant to add it. You add to. You got a black dot on some of your saving throws. You add the proficiency to your base stats of that.
Okay.
So if you have a 1 in dexterity and you have a proficiency of 2 and you have a black dot in dexterity, you would have 3 for your
Okay.
saving throw.
Yeah.
I see. But otherwise, you just get your. Okay, no, that makes sense because then otherwise you just get your plain old.
Yeah, then you just get
Got
your
it.
stats otherwise. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
As you find this old man, you hear a cry of pain from behind you, Bao Shang, as some magic lightning arcs and hits Cassandra. Luckily, it was only a little offshoot from a larger bolt, and you take 1 point of damage. As you and your leg feels like it's on fire. As you cry out in pain.
We must be careful, nameless wench. Grandfather, Bao Shang is here to help you. And I'm gonna reach down and try and free the old man from the rubble.
As you start to pull him, he starts screaming in pain.
Is he screaming because there's rubble on top of him, or is he just screaming just to scream? Or am I not able to determine why he is screaming?
Can't tell. You're trying to pull his legs out from under stone blocks, and he's screaming.
I run over to.
Just trying to drag him out.
I run over to Bao Shang.
Okay, well, I'll stop, and I will turn, and I will say, "Nameless wench, help me get these rocks off grandfather's legs."
My name is Cassandra, you daft! You heard it before.
I'm gonna start lifting the rocks off his legs so I can free the old man.
I'll help.
As you start lifting rocks, a secondary boom is heard in the south, and another concussive wave, not as strong as the first one, but still effective, blows through the town. And just again, like a tidal wave, it just pushes everything forward, and you get flung forward into the rubble of this building yourself. You don't get trapped, you don't get hurt. You get bruised because you've been thrown over, but again, like this happens, and the lightning seems to intensify around you as you try and lift these blocks, which are big, sturdy stone blocks.
How many more blocks do we have to lift before the old man will be free?
Do a strength check. Are you both lifting the same block? I'm assuming.
We're both helping, yeah.
Yeah.
Strength check.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Bao Sheng is lifting his side quite easily and trying to drag him off the old man's legs, but Cassandra, she's taller, she's lighter, she's, a woman. She's not as strong as Bao Sheng. And she's struggling to lift her side of the block to get off this old man's leg, who every time you shift it is moaning in pain, and as you lift it, Bao Sheng, you can see below that his legs are just like crushed, absolutely just crushed and mushed, and it's like decimated below these rocks.
Fucking sexist.
No, not sexist. Women are just not as strong as men. That's, she's a little woman.
I would like too often. Fucking sexist.
After we remove the block from his
Yeah,
legs,
my thing was 18 then, just so you know. So you were one off, Beagle. You were one off.
After we move the block from his legs,
Cassandra can't lift her side. Cassandra can't lift her
she
side of the
can't?
block. No.
Nameless wench, I need you to try harder. This man will die.
I'm trying as hard as I can.
Again, lightning arcs around you, striking very close to the building. It's constantly around you. This magical storm is brewing all around you, and it's this time it strikes quite close to you, and it shoots sideways through the house behind you, Bao Sheng, like arcing like a snake and like burning the very air.
But I'm not hurt.
No, you're not hurt.
Okay, can we make another attempt to get the rock off this guy's legs?
Sure.
Alright. Is it going to be as hard as it was before? Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god, you're useless.
Hey, I gave you my good roll.
Cassandra, her leg still feels like the very nerves in her leg have been on fire. It hurts to stand on, let alone to put so much weight and strength into lifting the stone, and she simply can't lift it.
So, we haven't lifted it off. I mean, you said we could see his legs. Can we roll it off his legs?
You can because you can lift your side, you can see under it, but like you can't lift the whole thing off. It's kind of like at an angle. The old man at this point, he's kind of like his eyes are rolled into the back of his head, and he's passed out. He's not moving.
So I'm holding the rock up right now, right?
Your side is lifted, yes.
I yell, "Nameless wench, pull him from beneath the rock while I hold it."
Alright, I can do that.
You try and pull the old man's body from it, but the side of the rock that you couldn't lift is still wedging his leg.
He's not coming free, Bao Sheng.
I won't leave him to die.
Then you'll die with him.
I'm gonna make one more try to push the rock off of him, given the leverage I already have.
Okay.
Oh.
Bao Sheng gives a mighty heave, and his muscles flex impressively, and he flips this huge fireplace stone off of the legs of this old man. And below you see that there's this blood and it's crushed, and they look quite disgusting. But the old man is free.
Wow.
I'm gonna pick him up and we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna head away from the lightning, whichever direction there is not lightning and fire and explosion. I'm assuming that's west towards Larwick is probably the closest.
East looks to be the safest route right
East. East is where we will go. I will put the man on my back, and I will say, nameless wench, let us leave.
I follow Bao Shang, the stupidest monk in the world.
Um, so I'm guessing very quickly as you're fleeing to the east, fleeing towards the forest that is between Mogren and Calamander. You see in the north, the Noxians like scrambling to get their people and get out. The Demacians look to be doing the same, but they're behind you. You can't really see them anymore. The buildings are just decimated. There's nothing to see. Everything's on fire. There's this magical storm raging around you as you make your way to the forest. As you enter the forest, it's quite light, obviously, to start with, but as you enter in further, it'll be a bit heavier. And the trees seem to like help with absorbing this magical storm that is around you. And you are safer from the lightning within the forest. You are heading east on the road to Mogren.
I'm going to stop once we find a relatively safe place, and I'm going to put the old man down, and I'm going to look at his wounds and see if there's anything I can do to stop any bleeding or assess his situation.
As you put him down, he sort of just flops onto the ground. His bottom half of his torso, his legs and hips and everything, they're just like crushed and bleeding, and there's bone sticking out, and it's quite a mess.
I'll see what I can do
Is he
as well, I suppose.
Is he awake?
No.
Is he alive? Can I check for a pulse?
You don't find one.
Bad news, Bao Shang. Do you want to hear it?
Bao Shang is ready to hear it.
Good, because this old man with no legs is quite dead, Bao Shang.
Bao Shang stares at the body of the dead man and says, "Grandfather, I am very sorry I could not save your life, but I tried, unlike this nameless wench."
Cassandra has a look of pure contempt on her face. Where were my people that I was heading for, old DM?
They were in there was some in the Bell and Hound, and the others were in the Hasty Hammer.
Welp. And those got fucked up, right? Those just got like obliterated.
Pretty much. Everything's fucked.
Bao Shang turns to the nameless wench, aka Cassandra, and says, "What of your people in the town? Will you not speak of me to them now that they are gone?"
Do you always speak like that, Bao Shang?
Do I always speak like what?
No, don't worry about it, on second thought. Well, I was going to meet my people in the inn, but, well, you can rather see what's happened to that, can't you?
I tried to warn the people of this town that a fire was coming, but no one would listen.
Yes.
As if by his words being prophecy, a third and final explosion eruptions in the distance, and you hear it. And the black lightning that from the magical storm intensifies over the town. But you don't feel the concussion or the as such the magical oppression where you are in the forest.
This is what happens when you're vague, Bao Shang. Look, this is what happens.
I was not vague. No one would listen.
Well, I'm sure they're listening now.
Indeed. They're listening to the sound of their own screams.
Cassandra just gives Bao Shang this look like, wow, like, that got really dark. Like, yeah. And just, like, pats herself down, like, checking her gear and her outfit and that kind of thing.
You have most that you don't you have like most your important gear, like especially your weapons and stuff. Like it was a very tense time. You would have been carrying all of your important stuff with you as you went about.
I imagine I have everything but, like, a rucksack of adventuring gear, I just have the stuff that was on me on my sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is wonderful, Bao Shang. Aren't you gonna go help someone?
There is only one. Excuse me. Bao Shang only has one person left to help. And then he stares at Cassandra.
Oh my god, no. That's quite alright, Bao Shang. I'm sure there's other old men who haven't died yet in the town. Why don't you go see if you can help them? Go on, she kind of makes a motion of her hand, like, shoo shoo, like you would to a dog. Like, go on, why don't you go see?
Wow, you're sending him back into the fire magical pit of hell.
Hey, he doesn't have to
Oh,
listen to me, I'm
woman.
just saying.
If you give Bao Shang your name, Bao Shang will help you.
Oh my god. You heard my name from... And Cassandra kind of stops like, oh, yes, from Adrian. I'm quite sure he's dead now, by the way.
Being given something is not the same as hearing something.
I'm Cassandra. You happy?
I am Bao Shang.
I'm... Thank you, Bao Shang, for giving me your name. You don't have anyone else in the town that you need to meet with, I suppose? Well, she kind of puts her hands up in the air like, well, I suppose it doesn't much matter now.
Bao Shang looks out over the burning wreckage of the town and says, no, I suppose it does not.
No. Well, and I assume, Jamble, there's still like this horrible cloud of lightning over the town.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I say to Bao Shang,
Magical
well,
storms going on, and it's ripping shit apart.
well, this looks like a very interesting story that I hope to survive to tell to my superiors. I'm going this way, Bao Shang. And I kind of just start walking east towards Mogren.
Bao Shang will help. And Bao Shang follows behind Cassandra.
It's wonderful, Bao Shang. Thank you.
As you travel through the forest, the black cloud it has expanded over, and it's quite dark, almost like it's like kind of like that twilight feeling, like the sun's gone down, but it's not quite yet dark, even though it's about middle of the day. But it's quite dark and ominous because of this cloud. You don't quite have the like I said, the magical field itself seems to, the further you walk away, is dissipating and not so much an influence, but it is quite dark and ominous, and the sound of like the crackling and the fire can be heard, and the smoke adds obviously to this magical cloud as well, can be heard in the distance to the west. As you're traveling through the forest, you roll perception.
Both of us?
Yes, both of you.
Holy crap.
Wow, I can't fucking count on you for anything, can I, nameless wench?
you
I
can-
mean, Cassandra.
You can lead a D&D player to huge modifiers, but you can't make them roll better than a 2.
Alright. Thankfully, I'm here. Thankfully, Bao Shang is here to fucking help you with this shit.
Fuck off, Bao Shang.
You roll a 20? Was that? No. Okay.
Oh my
wow, there we
god.
go.
You have a +6?
Yeah.
What? I thought mine was bullshit.
Alright, well,
Bao Shang can see what cannot be seen.
indeed he can. Almost, as you're traveling through the forest, almost by a sixth sense, just by, almost as if he just knows, Bao Shang turns his head and looks off the road to the left, and he sees in the shadow of a tree there appears to be what seems to be a man laying down, and a figure leaning over him, and as he watches, a strange white glow slowly is rising from the chest of the man up to his mouth, and the figure is kind of leaning in towards his face as this light comes up.
What do you make of that, Cassandra? It seems an ill light.
As Bao talks to Cassandra, and Cassandra turns and notices the scene before him, the figure also hears, and as you notice, there's something a bit strange with this figure, and it appears to be shaped human, but there's something a bit off about it. And as it hears you, it twitches its face in your direction, and it looks directly at the both of you. Bao Sheng, do a wisdom saving throw for me.
This is Tater's character, right?
Stand by. God, I'm so stupid. Why, things that you make a decision early thinking this is going to be the best, and then later on it's like not the best.
I just want you to know, Taters, I am so sorry. It was not meant to take this long to get to you.
It's fine. I'm learning, so I'm learning how to play the game while I'm laughing at you guys. It works.
And I'm functionally stupid.
Nice.
Oh,
Ooh.
fuck me.
As the figure turns towards you, its eyes and its face, it has the features of a woman, with long black hair flowing around her, and she has this soft, pale, beautiful skin. And as she looks at you, Bao Sheng, her eyes turn red, and you feel your mind glaze over. Oops, sorry, hit my mic. You feel your mind sort of glaze over with this fog, and all you have is this desire to go to her, and involuntarily, without you even being able to stop it or recognize what you're doing, as if you've been out drinking all night and you're watching yourself, you start walking slowly, one foot after another, towards this figure.
Can I can't probably stop myself from moving right now, but can I
Nope.
still speak?
Nope. All you have is this desire to be there with her.
And I'm just like standing next to him during this.
Yep. You see like the eyes of this figure go red, and Bao Sheng to start walking towards her.
Have I
Slowly
ever
walking
have I ever
towards her.
experienced anything anywhere as weird as this in my entire life?
Negative, no.
Bao! Chang! Bao, what are you doing?
He doesn't respond to you at all.
I point at the woman. How far away is the woman?
They're about what's feet? The meters. It's hard. America is hard.
It's 3 feet to a meter, roughly.
Okay, so she's about 25 meters away. That's 3 times that. 80 feet.
75 feet. 75 feet.
That's pretty far away. How far is that in real people terms, by the way?
It's about 20 meters away.
How...
Oh, probably not that far. Probably about 15 meters away.
So,
for you to get a good look at this.
So like 45 feet kind of thing. I'm really bad at distance.
Yeah.
Like, by our house, how long is that?
Okay, if you were standing at the back of our lot by those trees, she would be at the front of our lot.
Oh, she's pretty far away. Well, I would point at the woman. Say, you stop that! What are you doing?
As you say that, you see on the top of her head she has ears like an animal, and one of them twitches towards you, but she doesn't take her eyes from Bao Sheng, who is still slowly walking towards her.
But she doesn't do anything else?
No.
I start walking towards her, quite like impetuously. Say, what are you doing? Stop that! And I pull out a badge and show it in her face.
A
A
what?
what?
A badge.
Badge.
A
Right.
badge.
What is
As
wrong
you
with you
start walking
people?
towards her and yelling at
Fucking
her,
Bao Shang is screwed.
as you start walking towards her and yelling at her, again she flicks an ear towards you, and she takes her eyes from Bao Shang, and like the trance seems to be lifted from him, and she sort of looks at you, and gives like a sort of irritated look, and the she looks as if she's like between going to be jumping at you or you know, running away, and as she stands up, you see from behind her that these luscious 9 tails come out from her tailbone, behind her, and like standing up and twitching like a foxtail.
Holy shit! It's my waifu.
Am I still in the grip of this creature's thrall?
No, you're good now. She's stopped looking at you.
Cassandra, this is some kind of evil demon. We must destroy it.
It's quite obvious, Bao Shang.
At hearing your words, she gives a very musical sort of laugh, and and then she just sort of like steps back and kind of fades back into the forest, and she kind of disappears from sight.
She's like,
I'm gonna use.
go on.
I'm going to use my track skill, which is my track plus survival skill, and see if I can't
No,
track it.
no.
As you approach where the fox lady was standing, the man at the base of the tree moans and stirs as you're looking around for tracks.
Do I find any tracks?
You find a couple of footprints leading back in the way you saw her going, but as they disappear around a tree, you kind of like lose them. You can do a survival check, see if you can find anything. As you're doing that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna have Bao Shang do something else, but what are
Okay.
you gonna?
I was just gonna say, as you're doing that, lo and behold, the man wakes up, and Ortiz is now conscious, and he's looking around at these people standing above him, a bit confused as to where he was. The last he knew, he was running from the village for his life as this magical energy exploded all around him.
What does this person look like? This person who was on the ground.
Ortiz?
Yes.
No, that was a. Come on in and
He's,
tell us what you look like.
He's a big, bulky, large guy. Huge, rippling muscles. His shirt's pretty ripped up from that attack from that crazy fox lady.
No, she
Pretty-
didn't attack you. She didn't attack you. You're not ripped up. You're not
Oh.
attacked. You're not hurt. In any physical way.
Okay. I'm a big, muscular, well-built guy. Pretty imposing. I'm looking around. I don't understand what's going on. I'm pretty confused. Dazed look in my eyes. I haven't quite come to my senses yet.
Huh.
Strapping, muscly man. I am Bao Shang.
Sorry. I have to mute my mic when Awe talks. I'm sorry.
Keep going, Bao Shang. We're all waiting.
Are you hurt? There was some kind of demon standing over you with an ill light.
Wait, who the hell are you?
I am Bao Shang. I am
What's
an
Bao
adventurer,
Shang?
and I am
No.
a wanderer from across the sea.
No, it's not.
So, where am I again?
It's gonna be happening.
You are outside of a town that sadly burned to the ground.
You know, last time I checked, towns don't just burn down to the ground. This sounds a little suspicious.
There was a great battle, and sadly many innocents died. But Bao Shang and my friend, compatriot Cassandra, we have survived, and we have saved you as well.
Save me?
He's
From
rather
what?
he's rather lying. I don't think we've saved you much.
Bao Shang does not lie.
I don't have any money, if that's what you're looking for.
No, it's fine. He's always like this. We just came along. We just came along. You just seem to be in the forest for passed out for some inexplicable reason. Do you feel light? Do you feel like you've got all your things?
My things?
Your...
I don't know what you're implying, but I find it quite lewd. And I would appreciate it if you would not talk to me that way, sir. I'm a little confused as to what's going on, and that
Sir,
story is
this is
quite
a woman.
unbelievable.
Are you blind? It's okay if you are blind. We will be
Oh,
your
it's a
guide
woman.
and your eyes.
Sorry, I just woke up.
Cassandra just like looks. Can you example?
Bao Shang gestures to Cassandra and has Cassandra take a few steps away from this guy as he seems to get his senses back.
Yeah, Cassandra just like walks off, like, and just goes and like sighs heavily, like into the forest, like a few steps away.
Cassandra, Bao Shang thinks that this man is a simpleton and he will need our help. He will die in this world, as stupid as he is.
He's not a puppy, Bao Shang.
Tortis just sits up.
Even a puppy can bite, Cassandra.
Do you only speak in platitudes and metaphors, Bao Shang? Is that how they speak across the Eastern Sea?
This is the second time you've talked about how Bao Shang speaks.
Cassandra just like puts her hands in the air and just like keeps walking off into the forest a few more steps.
Tortis is set up. He's trying to clean out his ears. He's still a little dazed, but he's also trying to see where these two guys, guy and girl, have gone.
Do you have a name, strapping sleeping man?
Tortis finally realizes where that guy is. Well, you say, Tortis. Tortis. Yeah, it's my name.
Tortoise, yes. Come
No.
with us, Tortoise.
Tortis, sir. Tortis.
Tortoise.
Sure.
Cassandra just
Come along,
watches
Tortoise.
these two talk with like just her jaw like dropping like with every passing second.
So, you wanted me to follow you? Where are we going?
Do you have... Where are you from, Tortis?
Well, it's north of here somewhere. I don't quite remember the name, honestly. It's north.
Where do you live, Tortis?
Well, that's kind of a long story. See, I don't really, have a home anymore.
Of course
Tell
you
us
don't.
the story, Tortoise. Bao Shang must urinate.
Yes. Tell us. The what?
What?
I can't tell the line between Awo and Bao Shang anymore. Now I assume Awo the player is going to the bathroom, but I would not.
Cassandra and the Tortis are talking, Bao Shang takes a couple of steps away and urges the young man, the dazed young man, to tell his story whilst undoing his pants and beginning to urinate on a tree.
Oh my god.
So I'm telling my story.
Yeah, go ahead, Tortis.
Okay.
Tell us,
Well,
Tortis. Tell us the story.
You see, me and my master, we came down to this little town to to do some smithing, some good old fashioned honest smithing while all these guys were in town. I heard there was some sort of ruckus going on around here, but whenever things started to get a little heated, Daddy ran off and left me. I kind of wanted to stay, to be honest. It seemed like a lot of fun, but well, then stuff happened, and I ran. I ran into these woods, and that was the last thing I remember. Honestly, I don't really know why I'm where I am right now.
What? Your master, your master blacksmith in the
Yeah.
town,
Bao Shang is back.
Bao Shang.
Bashing announces that he is finished paying and reties his pants and turns back towards Tortis as Tortis is telling a story, acting like this is a normal procedure.
Ayo, Tortis told us how, how to even sum up that great story without the accent, that he came to town with his master, the blacksmith, and they wanted to do some good honest smithing, and then I'm just trying to find out now, apparently, Tortis, you say your master left you.
Yeah, things were getting a little scary in town, with those two groups of guys. I don't really know where they're from. They were all so mean at each other and stuff. And Pappy, he didn't want to be there anymore. It seemed a little dangerous, so he ran off. But I'm a bit bolder.
Bao Shang has met your master. He's a dickbag.
He is a dickbag. I agree.
Oh my god. You've met
You are
him?
in good comp. Yes. Before I met you, Cassandra, Bao Shang was in town, and I was trying to warn the mayor, and I went to the populace to try and warn them, but they did not seem interested. Instead, they seem interested in petty material things like money.
Yes, Bao Shang. Many people are concerned with petty material things like money. Where is he now? If
And
you
we
met
see,
him.
and we see now where they have ended up: burned little piles of ash.
Oh,
Wow.
so he's in the town then, or was?
You mean my Pappy?
Tortis. Cassandra tries her best to put on like an actually sympathetic expression, despite not honestly having one. Says Tortis, I think we have poor news about your pappy.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright.
Sorry, I had to stop
Compose
laughing.
myself.
I couldn't tell if Tortis was laughing or crying.
A little of both. Okay. What do you got to tell me about my Pappy?
Tortis, do you hear the rumbling in the distance? I point towards Calamander.
Well, now that you mention it, yeah. What's going on over there?
There's been an explosion in Calamander. Or perhaps it would be better to say Calamander has become an explosion.
Sounds like a fair. Can we go to the fair?
There's no fair, Tortis, nor will there be a fair in Calamander for a very long time. Except perhaps a fair to commemorate the explosion that it became 100 years ago, before they rebuilt it. And unfortunately, I think your pappy may have been in Calamander.
Well, why does he get to go to the fair before me? That doesn't sound fair at all.
Tortis!
You
I
see,
think
Cassandra, he is like a puppy.
Yes.
Useful and happy.
No, useful how?
As you're sitting there in your group and you're talking, you hear a flap of wings, and a black raven comes and sits on a branch above you and peers down at you with one eye.
Ugh.
An ill omen. Let us be gone from this area.
What does
Come,
omen mean?
Tortoise. I'll explain along the way, Tortoise. Come on, Cassandra.
Well,
Let us
alrighty.
head down this eastern road. Perhaps someone is in need of our help. Tell me, Cassandra, tell me more of your people. And use small words so that Tortoise can understand.
My people... And Cassandra, like, starts to think... No. No, Bao Shang. Why don't you tell me of your people? As we walk.
Bao Shang's people are simple. We are farmers, and we are warriors. We live across the sea, in harmony with the land. We train every day from sun up to sundown. But every now and again, we must seek the world and see what help we can provide to it. For it is not right that we live in peace and harmony and not go forth to provide it for others.
That is.
The bird is still circling over you as you walk.
That was a beautiful crow noise.
Thank you.
You didn't need to tell me. I knew the crow was following us because of that beautiful noise. So it's just circling above us?
Yep.
I kind of look up at it like content.
Crows do not follow like this unless they are the work of evil magics. I have a bow. Perhaps we should. And then Bao Shang makes the raised eyebrow gesture.
You talking about
Roll
cooking dinner?
perception.
Both of us are
All of you roll perception. All of you, all three.
Okay. Wow, you had that stat fucking on lock, Beagle. Jesus.
I have got it on lock.
How do I do that again?
You do.
It's a skill, and it should have a number marked to it, or it may not. But if it doesn't, then you're going to use your proficiency bonus as the base.
Okay.
Yeah, on your sheet, I think base it's wisdom. If you're proficient in it, you get your proficiency bonus. Like if you got a little dot in it, you get proficiency. And then, so it's your wisdom modifier. You know, roll 1d20 plus your wisdom modifier, and if you're proficient in it, you add your proficiency bonus.
So below,
Okay.
hey, you've got strength, dexterity, these boxes. Below, there's a passive wisdom box. There should be a number in there. You roll 1d20 plus that number.
Okay. So like that.
Right, but you got to put a slash in front of it.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Yeah, it's okay. I've done that.
Yes, Avery does have a great
Can we get like a...
avatar as well.
Can you give me like a full screen image link of your picture so I can show everyone the full screen high def of Bao Shang?
Yeah, hold on.
I'll put it on the screen because he's got a great facial expression that really sells the character, I think. And I'm not sure if people can see it properly.
Anyway, as you're walking along and Bao Shang makes this talk of shooting the bird, the bird, as if on cue, does one last circle loop around you and heads towards the road towards the east, and you hear the sound of many horses coming down the road.
Like, from which direction?
From the east, so heading from Calamander to Mogron.
No, that'd be from the west.
Sorry, west. I don't know.
Directions.
Don't tell me what's what. My map.
The crow
Yes.
flies into a tree because it doesn't know any sense of direction.
Yes, from the west. Sorry, from Calamander to Mogron, from the west to the east.
Okay. I, like, at hearing the horses, just start, like, running to the north, and I duck behind the first piece of cover I can find, concealment I can find, like a bush or a tree, and press myself flat against the bulk of a tree or something, opposite the side of the road to hide. And I kind of watch the road.
As Bao Sheng and Tortis, I assuming have not moved, still walking along the road, again, the raven comes and flies over, and as the horses approach, it gives a final ah! And flies back towards the group. And Tortis and Bao Sheng are forced to step to the side of the road as a large group of Noxians come riding past at a steady pace. The bird itself has landed on the shoulder of a man towards the front, behind what appears to be some very high official Noxian guards, and it's sitting on his shoulder, and gives a look towards the two men standing at the side of the road. And roll perception, all of you again.
I'm like off behind a tree, but sure. I can still see the road.
I can't see anything.
Ortiz and Bao Shang are focused on this man with the raven. Bao Shang eyeing the raven and thinking about how he so wanted to shoot it, and as he passes by, and that neither of them notice, but Cassandra does notice. In the middle of the group, there is a man also surrounded by high Noxian guards, who appears to have sack over his head and his hands bound and tied, dressed as a prisoner, as they quickly pass him by. Beside the man with the bird is a lady with stunning red hair, and the man with the bird gives her a nod, and she does a circle with her finger towards the back of the group, and 3 Noxian soldiers peel off from the convoy and pull their horses up in front of both Bao Shang and Tortis.
I am Bao Shang. I come from the town to the west. Greetings. Are you Noxian soldiers?
They kind of look at each other and give us. 2 of them look at each other and give a snicker and disembark, demount, get off.
Dismount.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. They dismount from their horses and hand the reins over to the third, who's looking bored and staying mounted, and looking down the road after the rest of the convoy. And they approach towards you and draw their weapons.
Demacian soldiers started a fight in town. We are friends of Noxian. Why do you draw your swords at us?
You look
Tortis
Ionian to me, mate. He doesn't say mate. I don't know why I said mate. I'm so Australian.
No, I
like mate.
He did say mate. I like that he did say mate.
You stick
You
with
look
your
pretty
guns.
Ionian to me, mate. He says as he draws his sword and snickers. A soft little monk from over the sea. And he's coming towards you with his sword out.
At this point, Cassandra will walk out from behind the bush or the tree or whatever. Say, that's quite far enough, gentlemen, and hold out the badge of the Piltovian Police Department once again towards them, while kind of striding towards them.
The one who spoke the first time kind of steps back with shock at hearing another voice, but then sees that it's a woman, and again snickers and laughs at her. And as he sees the badge, he elbows his friend and he says, "Look at that! This woman here thinks this is Piltover. Your law doesn't count for anything here."
Bao Shang is going to use their distraction to draw an arrow and shoot it at the one who was talking to him and at first. The one, I guess, was he staying on his horse or was he staying dismounted?
No, they were dismounted. Yes.
There's 2 walking
Okay.
towards us with
The one-
weapons and 1 on the horse, right, with the reins.
Yes. Here.
It was the one on the horse that was talking to us, right?
No. The one walking towards you was talking to you.
Okay,
So let me draw this out for you.
Yeah. I'll shoot the arrow at him.
This is the road. Here stands Tortis and Bao Shang, Sandra, and the Noxians. 2 of them are here, and 1 of them is mounted here
Okay,
with the horses.
it's a beautiful horse.
Thank you. Okay, so roll your attack. Your attack roll.
Since it's an arrow, it will be a dexterity attack.
I drew myself a
Yes,
token.
and as he's distracted, and it's the beginning of combat, I think you get an advantage, so you get to roll twice.
Catch this cocky motherfucker with Yara, Bao Shang.
Interestingly enough, on my sheet, I actually have my bow listed as a +2 rather than my usual actual dexterity modifier, and I don't know why the attack bonus is a 3, and I don't know why that is. 'Cause
Wait.
that doesn't seem to make sense to me from what I know about
Let me look
previous
at your
D&D.
sheet. Bow, Shang. There he is. You're proficient with bows, so you get.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, so you get 1d20 plus 5 to hit.
Whoa, plus 5? Isn't it just
Pretty sure.
plus 4? Because it's a plus 1 for dexterity? I mean, I'll take the plus 5.
I think it's plus. Is it?
Oh, is it
your
the proficiency
dexterity
bonus?
plus 2?
No, my dexterity is only plus 1 for my stat bonus. So, like, with the
Wait.
attack bonus, that'd only be a plus 4.
Okay. Yep. Alright. Plus 4 then. Sure. I don't know.
Wow. The Bao Shang's honesty is getting to me because normally I would have just been like, yeah, plus 5, sounds great, roll. But no, Bao Shang's like, no, that would be dishonorable.
Bow. That's the noise he makes when he fires the bow. Bow. Bow.
Bow, wow, 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 wow,
Bow, wow, wow,
Okay,
wow.
roll for damage.
Do you have a strength modifier, or don't you get... I forget how it works with bows, but isn't it you add
No,
your
it's a-
strength to
No,
the
it's
hit?
Nah.
Oh, that's
No,
with
with
compound
arrows, you
bows.
just get... Yeah. If you had some reason why your strength would matter.
Yeah, I forgot. It's with compound bows. I think you get a bonus.
So Bao Shang hastily, tries to quick draw his bow, and the Noxian sees what he's doing and tries to, jump out the way of his aim, and the arrow thunks into his foot, and he, cries out in anger and pain. And his friend, looks at him, then looks back at you, and, gives a growl, and rushes forward. Everybody roll initiatives, please. So, Taters, you should have a buff
Oh.
by your armor class.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's when I get the 19. Fuck you, random number generator gods.
How do I use that one then? Is it like a what
They
D20?
do-
What D do
yep.
I use?
Run d20 plus 1. Or 2 or 3 or whatever your thing is.
Oh,
Mine was technically plus 1 as well, but I was stupid and I forgot to do it. So I can re-roll, or you can just add a 1 and then make me and Beagle re-roll.
Why am I re-rolling? Oh, because we got equal?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Here,
got a
I'll
plus
just-
1, don't you? So,
Yeah, I do. So I'll just roll that, and we'll just call it down. We'll pretend that the other roll didn't happen, because that'll just be simpler.
okay.
If,
So
if
that
that's
would
okay
mean...
with you, because you're the
That's
DM,
fine.
we know that.
That's fine. So first is Beagle, and then it is
Bao Shang.
Bao Shang, yes.
Ouching.
Then it is and Tortis. Okay, so Beagle, you're up first.
Alright, so there's two guys, one on the horse, one just got shot in like the arm with an arrow by Bao Shang, and the other one's charging.
Foot.
Foot.
Get shot in the foot.
It's important.
There's 2 on foot. This one here, let me move them around. This man right here, he's moved a little bit away. He's got a arrow in his foot.
Mhm.
This one is coming towards the 2 of them with his axe raised. So he's about here. And the other guy is on horse still.
I'm gonna make a ranged attack roll with my ranged weapon versus the guy on the horse.
Okay.
And hopefully I won't fail. Are we beyond like advantages and initiatives at this point? Because now everyone knows what's happening? Or
Yes.
is he unaware?
No, no, you don't get an advantage roll.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
Okay. Cassandra, seeing Bao Sheng move and fire an arrow at this man's foot, Cassandra quickly draws the pistol at her side and fires at the man on the horse. But with all the commotion, the man on the horse is, he's spinning around trying to keep control of the other horses, and her shot goes wide and thunks into a tree behind him. Make sure you note how much ammo you have.
Did we say it was? I think we decided it was like. I'll just write it down. Carry on.
And then it is Bao Sheng's turn.
Bao Sheng will fire another arrow at the guy he shot the arrow into his foot.
Point blank arrows. Alright. Roll.
God damn it! God damn it! Oh, I have the fucking rolls to say fucking grandfather, except not really save him and his legs get crushed. I can't fucking shoot an arrow at point blank range. What the fuck?
Correct.
Because your point blank range, Bao Sheng misses again, and his arrow sails through the forest behind the man who was jumping around with an arrow in his foot. And at being shot at twice now, he's absolutely furious, and he's snapped off the end of the first one, and he's turned towards you. The mounted Noxian has drawn his axe as well, and is jumping off from his horse. But he's going to take both turns because he's steadying the horses so they don't run away, and he's kind of keeping them there. So he's just gotten off and he's preparing his attack. Tortis, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Tortis has seen what's been going on with the other two, and they've been targeting that one guy. So Tortis has decided to attack him as well. Are they like within like a step?
Yeah, there's one guy that's like nearly directly in front of you. You'd have to run past him.
Okay.
He will get a attack of opportunity if you do that.
Okay. Tortis doesn't have time to draw any of his weapons, so Tortis just pulls a fist back and tries to punch the guy that's directly in front of Bao Sheng.
Okay. Bludgeoning. Okay, so roll 1d20 plus, I guess it's +4.
Plus his strength.
I have I have my
Pretty
strength.
sure.
Does it add anything else to that, or just the strength?
Oh, okay. Yes. So right, your strength. So it's +5. You do have a +5 to hit. Sorry. So 1d20 +5.
And I forget if proficiency is involved or not.
Yeah, it's got a +2. It's got a 3 strength and a +2, so it's a +5.
Okay.
So it's that.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
All right. So you pull your fist back and you smack him bare in the face. And roll. Jesus, what is the damage for fist?
1d4 bludgeoning. Pretty sure.
Bludgeoning.
Yeah, I believe that's the case, yeah.
Okay. Roll a 1d4.
If he rolls like a 20, then it's a crit.
Okay,
Which,
so you pull.
we would never be that fucking lucky, so...
Oh.
So you pull your fist back and you swing at the man in front of you. He's pretty prepared for you to be coming at him, and he ducks his head to the side, and you manage to wallop him on the side of the cheek and graze his face. But otherwise, he's pretty undisturbed by that. And now the man of the arrow in his foot, the Noxian of the arrow in his foot, has got a sword raised and is going to come and swing at Bao Sheng for shooting arrows at him. I got so many tabs
Insolent
open, I'm
cur.
so sorry.
I know he's got a beat of
unfortunately-
13.
Unfortunately,
Go ahead.
he swings his sword and he loses his balance because he's stepping on his injured foot, and he swings short, and the blade swings by harmlessly in front of Bao Sheng.
Yes.
But his friend, who's managed to duck out the way of being hit in the face, is bringing his own fist up in retaliation to Tortis, and tries to swing and hit the blacksmith apprentice. But Bao Sheng is quite not Bao Sheng, sorry, Tortis is quite adept at fist fighting, and does a little boxer's dodge out the way, and the Noxian misses, and it is back to you, Beagle.
Well, Cassandra will quickly load another shot into the pistol, because it's got the rapid reload as a move action, and take another shot at the guy who's dismounting the horse.
Because it worked so well last time.
Shut up, Bao Sheng. You can't even hit arrows.
I've at least hit my target once.
Alright, so I should be including proficiency in my shots to hit as well.
Yeah, it should be your dex +2.
Yep.
Hastily, Cassandra is loading her gun, and she points it very shakily at the man in front of her, and she pulls the trigger, and again the shot goes wide behind him. Bao Sheng.
Alright, so I can do 2. If I don't do an attack, I can do 2 actions, right? Per round?
Yes.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Mindful Defense ability, which increases my AC 10 to plus my Dexterity and Wisdom modifier. That gives me an effective armor class of 16 for the future. And then I'm also going to use...
And that's for the whole round?
No,
the whole
that's...
fight?
I believe it's for the day. It's something silly like that. But,
okay.
I mean, it's your campaign, it's your rule. So if you only want to use it for the fight, and then that's it, I can't use it after, for the rest of the day, that's fine.
If
Traditionally,
it's for the
those
day,
kinds of powers...
if it's
traditionally,
for the day,
those powers... Go ahead.
Sorry, you go.
No, traditionally those powers have some kind of cooldown on them, right? So it's really going to be whatever you want. Like, I don't remember what it is from the book exactly.
We'll do it, you can do it for a fight, and then you can do it again after a short rest. So you can do it for this fight, and then if you rest again, you can do it again.
Okay. I'm going to do Wave the Fist, which is a 1d6 bludgeon attack.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I don't use my proficiency bonus for this, right?
You are proficient in fist. Yes.
I'm proficient in fist.
So apparently he is. You have a +4 proficiency to fist. What the fuck? So...
I'm a monk. I've been fighting.
I guess it's +6? What? So your strength
No,
plus...
I think it's
just
just strength
+4.
plus the... Yeah, just +4. That would
Okay.
make the most sense.
Okay, I've written it on the sheet wrong.
Yes! Yes, I punch you in the face, Bao Sheng punches your ass.
Roll for damage.
Yes! Yes! Fucking in your
God.
face! In your fucking face!
As the Noxian swung in at you and lost his balance, you bring your fist back and you uppercut him straight in the jaw and knock him flat back onto his backside, and he falls over with blood streaming out of his mouth as he's like bit his tongue or something's ruptured in his mouth, and he falls back onto the ground. And next, the man who Cassandra's been shooting at, the mounted Noxian, rushes forward, seeing his friend get flattened, and swings at you with his axe.
Me?
No. Swings at Bashang.
Also, so you roll 1d6 for your fist damage, Awo?
Yes, because it's a special ability.
Does it also add your +2 strength modifier? So would it be 8 total? Because you didn't add any modifier to it.
I don't have that marked down on my sheet, so I don't really know. I think if that was the case, then I would have written it down.
Okay.
Because all I've written down on it is that it is listed as Way of the Fist, 1d6 bludgeon.
Okay. I just assumed all melee gets the strength modifier.
I don't really know. I'll have to look that up for next time. But we'll just leave it as is for now.
Okay.
I think it's probably one of those. It's one of those house rules that if you have it, I mean, you can have it to give people who are unarmed a slight advantage in a world that usually people have bladed weapons. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I'll look into it for next time. For now, we'll just leave it as
it's no
flat
big
like
deal.
that.
It's fine. I just punched his ass, so I'm good with that.
So his Noxian friends run up past him, and he swings his axe, but Bao Sheng's in the zone, and he dodges underneath it, and the axe slashes over his head harmlessly. Tortis, it is now you.
So the guy with the horses is still by the horses, right?
No, the guy with the horses. Let me now move these.
He's
let me
moved
make a
up
new
to
circle.
us.
He just took a swing at Bao Shang, as I understand it.
Oh, he did. I thought it was the other guy.
So this guy's knocked on his butt over here. This guy is now swinging at Bao Sheng.
So there's one guy in front of Bao Sheng and one guy in front of me.
Use different colors for the bad guys. That might clear things up.
Have I not? The red is you.
Yeah, right, but they're all three blue guys are the same color. What I mean is, like,
you want,
maybe write
okay,
a letter
yeah.
in them or something. Like, I put a B inside my red circle, so that's Bao Shang. This will be
Okay,
Tortoise.
this is the mounted man. This is the mounted man. This is the I just got my teeth knocked out man. And the other one is the axe man who tried to punch you, Tortis.
Okay. Well, we're still in a fist fight with that one guy who just threw a fist at me. So Tortis, being the manly man that he is, just lowers his shoulder and tries to tackle him to the ground.
Oh god, grappling, how does it work? Okay, how does grappling work? Awo, please help.
Did I do a bad thing?
No. The way I've traditionally done grappling is I roll competing strength checks, and whoever wins the strength check. So like you have Tortis roll a strength check, and then you have the bad dude roll a strength check. Whoever wins the grapple, and then that allows the person to do some kind of move. Usually there's a list of moves, you know what I mean? Or you can allow the player to perform some kind of move, like I want to lift him up and suplex him, or I want to, try and put his arm behind his back, or I just want to fucking punch him in the face, or I want to try and break his arm, or something like that, and then you just go from there.
Okay, I'll roll his roll in the chat so everybody can see it. So roll 1d20 plus his strength, and you have to beat a 9. Be easy.
You say that now.
Moment here, Tortis. Big moment here, Tortis.
That's yeah, that's fine.
Show us just how much of a strapping man you are.
It's like that, right?
Oh yeah, it's like this
yes,
and like
it is.
that.
So Tortis runs forward and grapples the man. Are you grappling him to the ground?
I was wanting to tackle him, just like a big fat shoulder tackle, like a football style.
Well, I don't watch American football, so does that mean you're like dumping him to the ground, like on top of him? Tackle,
it's
or...
like where you lower your upper half of your body and just like rush them, aiming to hit their torso
so like
with one of your shoulders.
rushing him, but not like jumping on him to deck him to the ground.
You
Yeah.
get low, you put your shoulder into his thorax or his stomach, and you put him on the ground.
Yeah. The tackle in Australia means you actually wrap your arms and dive on them and dive them into the ground and then beat them up, because we're not little girls. But anyway.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Oh. Well, I didn't know
so...
that.
So Tortis, also you've got your B's and your T's around the wrong way. That's Tortis over there. Now I fucked it up.
Oh, okay. Now it's all fucked up. Oh, look at that.
So Torteith, hip and shoulders the man, and he lets out a oomph as he falls backwards.
Oh!
And he stumbles backwards. And let me just check something. With my million tabs. But he remains standing, and he doesn't take. He's just kind of winded and pushed back over here. Which leads us to the man on the ground. The Noxian on the ground. He's like, just kind of rolled over onto his knees and his hands, and he's just like coughing up blood and spitting up blood, and sort of like grabbing at his face because he's just been like knocked the fuck back from this otherworldly blow from Bao Shang over there. So he's doing that, and then the one that Taters hip and shouldered back, he sort of like catches his breath and leaps forward to strike at you again. But he's too winded, and he swings short. And it's back to Sandra.
Is there anyone open here? Like, the guy who's been knocked back by Bao Shang's punch? He's, like, flat on his back, right?
No, he's like on all fours in the middle of the road, spitting up blood.
Okay. But he's
away from the others, yeah.
But
he's kind of behind
He's
them.
the green guy.
But
He's the
yeah,
he's the
but
green one.
what I'm trying to ask you is he's, like, technically prone, right? Like, he's probably pretty easy to hit.
He's on his hands and knees.
Yeah, he's probably, like, pretty easy to hit is what I'm saying.
He's sitting like you would if you were pretending to be a dog.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take a shot at him while he's, like, fucked up on the ground and can't really dodge me.
Maybe you can wave your badge around, too.
Roll to hit. Finally.
Wow, finally. Jesus. Contribution.
Well, I mean, he's on the
Roll
ground.
damage.
Nameless wench.
Hang on.
The Cassandra again shakily loads her gun, and this time puts both hands on a pistol and aims promptly, and as she was taught at the academy, instead of trying to be a hero, and fires at the man who's spitting out blood on the ground, and the bullet thunks into him in the side of the neck, and he just falls over onto the ground and bleeds. Bleeds everywhere.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Bao Shang, up to you.
Okay, so the person in front of me, the orange one, is the dismounted guy, right?
Beagle, you have to take note of your...
I am.
Okay. Alright, good. The guy in front of you is the one that dismounted, yes. The
Okay.
orange man is the horse.
And then Tortis is on top of the other guy right now, right?
Yeah, they're kind of
Because he...
back and forth, going at
The
it.
grip of love.
No, they're not.
Alright.
They're not entangled. They're not entangled. The other guy just took a swing at him and missed, but they're not
Okay.
entangled.
I am going to strike. No. Yes. I'm going to I'm probably too close to engage with an arrow at this point. I'll strike the guy in front of me, who dismounted from the horse.
Another punch.
Yes.
Punch away.
God damn it.
This man is much more cautious, considering he's seen what you did to his friend, and and as you you swing at him, he too ducks underneath, and he retaliates by swinging his axe upwards at you. But you are like a cat, sting like a butterfly, float like a bee, and you jump back out the way of this axe. Tortoise, it is now your turn.
Tortoise is gonna take another big fat swing with a right hook at the guy that he's boxing with right now.
Okay, roll to hit.
Quick deposit. Jesus, Tater Tot.
All right,
Fuck.
roll damage.
That was 1d6, right? Or d4?
4.
Okay.
So you take a swing, and the dude sort of manages to turn a little bit with it, but you clock him across the face, and his nose starts to bleed. But he takes his fist and he wipes it and sneers at you, pretty much looking forward to looking like he's looking forward to cutting off your head with his giant axe, which he is now going to swing at you.
Aww.
So, these people, you're so lucky. They keep missing their AC rolls by 1, every single one of them. So because they took the time to sneer at you, you see him raising his axe in an overhand movement, and as he pulls it down with full force, you easily step out the way, and he achieves nothing, and it is back to Cassandra.
Okay, so I can make it to the guy Bao Sheng's beating on right now if I wanted to move, right?
Yes.
Alright, so Cassandra's gonna, like, sort of holster a pistol without loading it again, and just sort of dash up and draw out her nightstick, a club, and just start beating at the guy on his flank where he's not ready for it. Like, on his
Okay.
right side.
Roll to hit 2 times for advantage.
Let me just check. I'm not actually proficient in that, so just be 1.
I believe you're only proficient with the...
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, you're lucky you got that advantage. Okay, roll damage.
Oh no, sorry. It's 1d4 plus... I think that's it. Hey!
So Cassandra comes running up beside you, Baosheng, and for big wide, for the force of her body's movement behind her, she clocks this man on the side of the head, and he goes reeling backwards. He goes reeling backwards away from you. Let me delete the blue. So he goes reeling backwards away from you, and he staggers and clutches at his head. He just took this mighty blow from this little woman.
What do you think of Piltovian law now?
And it's your turn, Bashing.
Okay, so somebody pointed this out to me in the chat. I looked it up really quick just to see if it was. And if I do an unarmed strike, I guess I get 2 unarmed strikes per turn. If one of those is. So, like, or if I use a monk weapon. So, like, I could use the staff, and then I could also do an unarmed strike. But I can only do that once per turn. Now, that's your call as a DM if you want me to allow me to do that.
So you get to attack twice?
Only if it's an unarmed strike.
Monk power.
It's like it's a monk ability.
So you get to punch him and then hit him with your staff?
If I
What do you
wanted to do
mean?
that, yes. So, okay, it says
Okay.
when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. For example, if you take the attack action and attack with a quarterstaff, you can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus action, assuming you haven't already taken a bonus
Jesus,
action this
AoE's
turn.
OP as fuck. Okay,
I know.
sure.
He's got
I
fist
said total
fight
I'm
on.
fucking
gonna have
twink.
to. I'm gonna have to go through this goddamn monk shit, and we'll sort it out later. But fine, you can do that.
It's like light him up. He's got fist him up.
I'm gonna totally light this motherfucker up. I'm gonna fucking hit him with my staff, and I'm gonna strike him with an unarmed strike. I'm gonna fucking hit him with the bow.
All right, I'm gonna make it so if you miss with the staff, you don't get to hit with the fist. That's my rule.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
miss the first one, you don't get to follow it up with the fist.
Wow. Nerf monks. Jamble confirmed. Fuck you, Wizards of the Coast.
Boom.
So roll to hit,
Okay.
and you have a +2 because you are proficient with the staff. You're proficient with everything.
God fucking damn it! Fucking bullshit!
So, Baosheng, takes this moment of the man stumbling backwards to reach over his back and pull his quarterstaff out, and does a really fancy sort of spinning Jackie Chan move with it, and then as he brings it down and around to hit the guy, he kind of just like steps back very slowly and misses it, and kind of gives you a sneer and mocks you for your pathetic showmanship that you can't follow up on.
Oh, Shang again.
And then he comes. Let's see. Hang on. My God, these poor Noxians. In response, he swings his axe towards you, but you deflect it with your staff quite easily. For all your showmanship, you can at least do that. Tortise, your turn.
So there's just the one guy left, right?
There's two. There's
The other
one.
one. Oh, I thought
There's
the other
two.
one got
There's one by
shot.
Bao.
Was...
The green one's shot. The orange one is fighting Baosheng, and then there's a blue one in front of you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Then against this guy facing me, he's attacking me with an axe. So what I'm gonna do is, can I draw a weapon and use it in the same turn, or do I have to wait a turn?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can draw a weapon and use it.
Tortise is gonna draw his hammer, and he's gonna take a swing at the arm that the Noxian is holding the axe in to try and disarm him.
Okay, swing to hit. King
So my
Astrid
hammer
class
is,
a tutorial that they can't lose, and I would love to show you the rolls of these poor Noxians. They're all under 10, the poor guys. Anyway, sorry, Taters.
So on my thing, because I don't know what I'm doing. My hammer says attack bonus 3+2, so my plus modifier would be 5, right?
You get your strength +2, yeah.
Okay. And then it says
So +5,
damage
so
type
1d20
1d. Okay, no, I see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just being dumb. Yeah, okay.
No, you're right. So you roll to hit, and then, yeah. And you are hitting the blue man. Okay, roll for damage.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So Tortise takes his hammer out, and with a mighty bellow, as if he's still working the forge, he brings it down on the Noxian's hand.
Yes.
Absolutely crushing. You hear the sound of bones just like smashing apart as he brings this mighty hammer down on him, and he cries out in pain, and just falls backwards, away from him, disarmed now, with no weapon, and he's fallen back away. He is going to rush over to the horses and mount up on one, and that's his turn. And then it's Beagle's turn.
I pull the pistol and load it and shoot him.
Jesus. Take
Hit
no
the hit.
prisoners.
Fuck him.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck him.
It's only got one hand.
Cassandra quick draws like she's in the Wild West and pops a pellet in the gun and shoots him, and a smoke comes out the barrel. He falls and slumps off his horse and with a dull thud hits the ground. Bao Shang, your turn. There's only a man left in front of you.
I'm going to spend one action. I'm going to yell at the guy in front of us, "Surrender, you worthless slime!" Bao Shang orders you to give up. What does he do?
He just sneers at you and raises his axe.
All right, now I'm gonna punch him in the balls.
Gonna punch him in the balls. Okay, roll to hit.
Fuck
Oh my
yes!
fucking god. Roll damage.
Oh, of course.
So you swing your fist low and aiming for his groin, and he sort of sidesteps and you hit him on the side of the hip. He
I should have used Stunning Strike. Oh, I should have done that. That would have been perfect.
He then brings the butt of his weapon down onto your head, and down onto your head to knock you back and push you off him, and you take 1 point of damage. Only 1 point. These poor Noxians just can't roll anything higher.
It's okay. He hits like a leaf in a summer storm.
And Tortoise, now it's your turn.
So
I think I
Tortoise is
made
not-
these
or
people
not
way too
Tortoise,
easy, but then they've had really bad luck as well.
No,
Sorry,
if they
Tortoise,
hit their
go.
shots.
So Bao's been knocked back a little bit, so they're kind of separated. Everyone is at the moment.
Yep. Bao's been pushed back. He's just taken a blow to the head.
So Tortoise is gonna try and charge the guy that hit Bao, screaming "Bao now!" as he raises his hammer to try and take a swing at the guy's head.
Roll for hit. God, roll for damage. So, as Tortoise comes in yelling and screaming, he swings his hammer with the full force of his body behind him and smacks the poor Noxian on the side of the cheek, and he just goes flying like a ragdoll and gets sprawled out on the ground. And it's like his face just looks like it's been, hit by a truck. And he's on the ground, and his weapon's been thrown from his hand away from him, and you don't have to have initiative now. He's pretty disarmed, and you're all standing above him.
Is he? I'm gonna rush over to him and check to see if he's alive or dead.
He's alive, and as you come near him, he swings at you, growling, but he can't see out of one eye, so he doesn't get anywhere near you. But he's growling and cursing at you and bleeding and.
What happened to the third guy again?
You shot
Dead.
him.
No,
You shot
the other
him
guy.
off the horse.
There was 3 of them. I shot the guy on the horse.
Yes, you shot him.
And
too.
you shot them both.
Shot him
Beagle.
in
Oh
the
yeah, I
neck.
killed both
Jesus.
of them. I remember now.
Yeah, you shoot so many people, you lose track.
Yeah.
I want to try and hit the guy in the head with my staff and render him unconscious.
You want to talk to me about brutality? It's good.
Roll for damage. So you bring your staff down with a crack on his already battered head, and he just falls face first into the dirt.
Can I check to see if he's got a pulse and I didn't just like give him permanent brain damage?
As you put your fingers on his neck and you feel around amongst all the sticky, wet blood that's coursing all over down his face now, you can't find the pulse.
God damn it!
What did you expect? You just bumped him on the head.
Bao Shang had no choice. The man was evil, and he met the fate of evil men.
Tortis is going to run over to Bao and he's going to say, Bao, are you okay? Mr. Bao, are you okay?
Bao Shang is fine, little tortoise.
Are you sure, Mr. Bao? You took quite a hit on the head there, sir.
I am fine.
Assuming
Who
they're
are these men?
So, assuming they're still there, Cassandra would go to grab the reins of the horses if they haven't already run off.
No, they haven't run off. They've gone a little bit further down the road, away from the commotion. But they're soldier horses. They're trained for worse than this, so they're still around.
Yeah, I'd go off to grab the horses immediately after everything is done. Bring them back to the party if I find them and catch them.
I'd like to have Bao Shang examine the three soldiers, like go through their pockets, see if there's anything that he can find that might have information as to who they are or what they were doing.
Okay, well, you can see just by looking at them. Actually, roll perception. No, roll wisdom. Roll wisdom.
Okay.
No, roll charisma.
Roll wisdom to see if Bao Shang is capable of understanding what words mean.
What pockets are?
Why would people keep things in pockets?
I do not like the darkness in these pants.
So, am I rolling wisdom or perception?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Oh, you just got it. I set it at 12 as well. So you can tell by looking at them and the fact that they came with the Noxian army to start with that they're just soldiers. They're dressed as soldiers. All their equipment is just standard soldier equipment. They don't have any papers or anything on their bodies. They just got, their axes, their sword, a couple of daggers. Roll 1d8.
Am I rolling 1d8?
Yep, roll a 1d8. So as you pour through their belongings, you find about 30 silver coins stashed amongst all three of them. But you don't really find anything else at all. Just standard crap you find in people's pockets. A bit of rubbish here, a bit of rubbish there. Standard crap, nothing useful.
Bao walks towards Cassandra and Tortis and hands the money to Cassandra and says, I have no use of these things. Perhaps you can hold on to them?
Yeah, do they have anything useful?
Just this. They are but simple men of the sword.
They're dead men now, Bao Shang.
They were evil, and they chose evil.
Yeah, but they brought us the clippity clappities.
That is right, little tortoise.
Cassandra just pushes the money away like she doesn't want it. Just keeps looking to the horses. Yes, they did indeed bring us the clippity cloppities, Tortis. which is fortuitous.
Bao Sheng will just drop the money on the ground then.
Make it rain.
Why don't you want the money? I've been told money's really good.
You take the
I have
money,
no
Tortoise.
need. I have no need of money, little tortoise. But if you wish it, you can have it.
I mean, they're so shiny. I mean, I'll take them, sure. Tortise is gonna pocket all the money they drop.
So Tortoise is just like scrabbling on the ground for money.
How much money was that again?
30 silver.
Okay.
Cassandra would like to look at the troops and see if I can find a name, anything identifying them, like who they were.
Roll perception? Or investigation or something? What have you got? Insight, I guess? No, investigation. There is investigation. Roll investigation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All you find is general Noxian army stuff. Like, there's no insignias or anything on their uniforms. They just got a general sort of dark-coloured leather armour. There's nothing really personal on them at all.
Okay, and no names, no nothing.
No, they don't have their names stitched into the uniform.
I'm just asking. Holy.
And I'm just telling.
Okay, what weapons did they all have? All axes?
Two of them had an axe. Two of them had axes, and one of them had a sword.
One-handed or what?
Yes, just a long sword. So, you know, one-handed, two-handed, whatever you want to use with the long sword.
Okay. I look to the horses and say, I think we should be leaving. If you're coming with me, I suppose.
I go where help is needed, and you need my help.
Yes.
As does this little tortoise.
Tortise doesn't really have anywhere else to go, so he just kind of looks hopefully at the two of them. Puppy eyes.
Right then, can you all ride?
Well, about that.
Yes, Tortoise.
Not really, no. I never really had to ride anywhere, so I just kind of walk.
Ugh.
I am no stranger to horses.
Well, perhaps you can ride by Tortoise, Bao Sheng, and help him as he learns the clippity-cloppities.
Why can you not help him?
Cassandra just gives Bao Sheng a look like, whatever. And just kind of goes to get one of the horses.
It is easy, little tortoise. You simply sit on the horse, and it will take you where you need to go.
Wow, that sounds really nice. I don't know why I never tried these before. Tortise goes and just up to one of the horses and very clumsily scrambles onto the back of the horse, nearly falling off and breaking a leg, but he manages up.
Just of all his strength, like accidentally flips the horse over onto the ground.
Okay, well, you managed to mount up, and it's slow to start because the tortoise doesn't know how to ride, so you have to take it quite slow, even though you're on horses, to teach him. For a man of his size and strength, you would think he'd be good to sticking to the back or something, but he seems quite wobbly, like a child of too big a head. He's only just first learnt to walk. He seems to sway around a bit and not really get the concept. So it takes you a little bit longer than expected, even though you have the horses. And eventually, as nightfall comes, you reach Mogron.
Whoa, I didn't say I was going to Mogron. No one said we were going to Mogron.
But you're going east, weren't you?
No. I just got on the horses.
We went east, didn't we?
Sorry.
Jesus.
You were heading east.
I didn't say I was going to Mogron.
I thought the road went east.
I was actually about to talk to you about that.
Well, shit. Then you haven't. You're on the horse.
Jeez. Don't preempt me, DM. I might want to go
thought
anywhere.
That's what you were doing.
No.
I thought that's what you were doing.
I want to go anywhere in the world. I got a horse now. I can go wherever I want.
Yeah, you got a fucking map too.
Yeah. Do I know?
Even a horse Must be fed, Cassandra.
Oh my god. Do I recognize the people who rode past us on the road, by the way, Jamble? Like, would Cassandra know who those people are? Because, you know, I imagine a lot of people would know who they are, but perhaps I wouldn't. So, what do I know of those
You
people?
recognize the man with the bird as Jericho Swain, the probably the most influential, most powerful Noxian now, with the general Flame, and no leading general yet established in Noxus. A woman, the redhead woman at his side, was Katerina de Courtier, the daughter of another Noxian general.
Yeah, and they're famous enough that I
and the
know both
rest-
of them.
Yes, and the rest you did not recognize.
Okay. Yes. Well, as for carrying on, I mean, let's just real talk as players for a second. On one hand,
No, in character.
in character.
Bao Shang is ready to discuss where we go next.
Oh my god.
I don't really know where we are right now.
It is okay, little tortoise. The world is a mystery to you.
The world is a mystery to you, Tortis. Jesus. Well, how far is it to Mogron from here? And what, I would have traveled through Mogron on my way here. Like, what do I know of the town?
You know, it's a fairly decent sized town. It is the town that see on the map here that guards the path to Mogron. So they got a pretty decent little military action going on. They're pretty freestanding, pretty large town. They look after themselves. They're tough southern people. They man the walls that is the Mogron Pass to keep undesirable things from the south coming up through Mogron Pass. But they don't really have much trouble with it. But yeah.
It's a
busy
town.
Little...
It's a town that takes care of itself. It's got its own security. I could get help there, kind of
It's
thing.
not aligned to any city-state, if that is what you mean.
No, I mean, like, I'm not going to get shanked in the night in Mogron. Is what I'm trying to
They're
ask.
pretty. Yeah, they got pretty.
There are
good,
dangers everywhere, Cassandra.
Bao Shang, yes, there are dangers everywhere. Speaking of which, that convoy that passed seems to think that it would be fun to have you two killed, and probably me as well. So perhaps if we're going to travel east, you should, I don't know. I kind of look at their clothes like, is there a hood on that, Bao Shang?
Mogron is not of the Noxus people, correct?
No, but the Noxus people who just traveled by seemed to be heading there, didn't they?
Well, I thought they were headed back to the land of broken dreams in the shadow of Mount Targon.
No, that's to the west.
I thought they were headed west.
No, they're headed east.
Oh.
I think my browser just crashed. Let me restart it real quick.
Like I said, do you have a hood on that thing, Bao Shang? It looked like pointing at his clothes.
Why would I need to hide myself, Cassandra?
Because if we're going to head east to Mogron and find some help for all this, you may, you might want to hide your identity, considering those two guards didn't seem too happy to see Ionians. Or me, for that matter. Or Tortis.
Then why do you not wear a hood?
Because they didn't see me.
How do you know?
Because I'm assuming, Bao Shang.
You know what they say about assuming, Cassandra.
Cassandra just kind of like throws her hands down to the ground like, ugh, and just like, she actually does have on the great coat she's wearing, and just flips up like a hood.
I'm
Bao Shang
happy I
has
was
an
said a lot
idea.
about assuming.
Bao Shang has an idea.
Please, Bao Shang, I want to hear about your idea. She just like feigns this expression of sympathy.
We take
Me
these
too.
evil men. We take these evil men's clothes, and we return. We head east to the town of Mogron. Perhaps we can learn more about what those evil men were doing.
Bao Shang. I don't know how it's done in Ionia, but that sounds like a wonderful way to have your head severed. Let's just try to be low profile.
Yes, low profile, of course.
Yes. And she kind of like makes a motion like hood, like with her hands above her head.
Is there any kind of loose cloth that are on these dead bodies, Jamble?
Loose cloth, like
Yeah, like
they're
something I
wearing
could.
tunics.
Okay, could I take one of the tunics and rip it up and then make it into like a hood that I can pull over the top of Bao Shang's head?
Sure, it'd be. You can roll. Actually, I'm gonna make you roll. Hmm.
Survival?
Yeah, sure. Survival. Roll survival, and if you
Roll
can beat,
sewing +2.
if you can beat a 16, it'll look like kind of like a hood that has been made out of a shirt. But if it's below that, it just looks like a piece of shit cloth ripped up and on your head.
So I have
With blood on it, by the way.
I'm using survival, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a dot in it in a 3, so I get a +5 to that, right? I roll
Unless
using
you
my
already
wisdom?
added your proficiency. So it's your wisdom
No,
plus your proficiency if it has a dot in it.
Okay.
It should be the number that's in there. It should be 1d20 plus
Yep.
the number that's in that bar.
Okay. Well, wait a second. But I thought when you had the black dot that you got the bonus of your stat as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you
got
didn't
your
add
stat
it already?
bonus.
Yes.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. So you get the stat bonus plus whatever the number is in there, right?
That's right.
Yes.
So you get
Okay.
the way it works is up above your
You should just add the number to it and
up above
just
your
roll
saving
that
rolls,
number.
Awo, you see proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
If you have a black dot, you get the proficiency bonus on top of your stat bonus.
Oh, so I do get it. So
Yeah.
I do get the... Okay. Wow, so I'm going to get a
So if you have a
crazy
wisdom of
high.
3 and you're proficient in it, you roll 5 total.
Well, but... Alright, I guess I'm confused then. Because I have a +2 in wisdom by default. I have a +2... I have a 2 proficiency bonus. And then I have a 3 inside the
No.
survival skill. And then I have a black dot in that as well. Like, I'm sure you can see my character sheet, Jamble, so...
Yeah, let me look at your sheet. Hang on.
If you have a 2 to wisdom, like a
It's
2
the
bonus...
difference between... It's the difference between
No,
a
your
+5 and a
wisdom-
+7.
It's a +3. You're getting a +3 because I'm pretty sure I've already added your modifiers to that roll. Actually, it should be probably.
It's really simple. If he has a
+4.
wisdom of 2 and a proficiency bonus of 2, he rolls 4. It's very
It's
simple.
4. Yes,
Yes.
it's a +4.
You just add the bonuses.
That's what.
So I don't use the number in the next to the skill.
You probably update that
You
number.
should be putting that number to that number. It should be a plus. It should be a 4 in there.
Okay.
Can OP, I made this map based off the League of Legends Runeterra map. I made it in Campaign Cartographer 3, which is a great program. If you want to make maps, you should use that program. It's fantastic.
Very good program, yeah.
Yes! Yes! Fuck yeah!
So, Bao Shang kneels down and he takes a tunic from a dead man that does have blood on it, by the way, and he begins to cut and shape it into what looks equivalent to a hood, and sticks it on his head. There's a little bit of blood on the side of it, but all in all, it seems to be a dark maroony brown hood. It's clear it's made out of a material that is not meant to be a hood, but it looks sufficient. Like,
Good enough, Cassandra.
You are very talented at making clothes, Bao Shang. How wonderful for you.
It is not the least of my talents.
Certainly. I'm gonna hop up on the horse.
Tortis has been watching what Bao's been doing and decides to try and mimic it. He doesn't really tell the other two he's going to do it, but he just walks over to another body and tries to rip out his own hood.
I'm gonna give what is your no? I'm just gonna give you, because you're a blacksmith. I'm gonna give you an 18, so you can roll with your survival.
Okay, so okay.
please, Tortis. Please be the master clothsman.
So since I don't have any skill in wisdom, it's +0.
If you've got nothing in survival either, then yep, it's just a 1d20. Without saying anything, Tortis just kneels down and tries to mimic the monk while the other two bicker. He manages to rip the shirt several times, and then he just sticks it on his head, and there's like a sleeve hanging off one side, and it's just, like flapping down his back. It's clearly just a shirt with a couple holes in it, sitting on his head.
Yes.
Oh no,
You know-
Tortis, that's fine. You won't need a hood. You won't need that. I'm sure they won't recognize you without
Are
that.
you sure my head's covered now? I mean,
I think
Now the
Keep me
turtle
nice
is
and dry.
warm.
I
Let the turtle have his covering.
bow. I think Tortis would be less conspicuous without his new outfit.
Whatever you think, Cassandra, you obviously know everything.
Cassandra just shouts like the dirtiest look in the world at Bao Shang, as though her nightmare will never end. And it has legs.
I love you, Awo.
And it's called Bao Shang. I love how he's like this monk who is also like a 10-year-old at the same time.
I love you, Awo.
That reminds me of, you know that bitchy look your armor character always used to do? Your A2 face? I realized the other day, our cat makes that face all the time when it's angry. It's really great.
So
He's also
universal
dark
face.
coloured, so it's fitting.
It's very fitting.
They look the same.
They look really similar. Same colored eyes, too. I guess we're gonna. I guess we're gonna carry on. I just kind of like get up on the horse and just start riding, I suppose, at a really slow pace towards Mogrong. And just waiting for them to kind of catch up, not really knowing how well they can ride.
Is Tortis still wearing the shirt?
of course. Tortis is as happy as can be. He feels like he's accomplished a whole lot right now. And he's just gonna ride along behind the other two while he thinks about what a great job he's done.
Excellent. Alright, well. As I was saying, you take it very slow, almost at a leisurely walking pace for people, because, like I said, Tortis doesn't know how to ride, so you have to take it quite slow. By the time you arrive, it's nightfall, and you arrive here at Mogron. As you ride up to I assume you're going straight into the city. I assume, Beagle.
Yeah. You shouldn't assume. You should say, where do I want to go? Alright? You asked me where I want to go in this world.
Okay, are you going into the city?
I want to go straight into the middle.
town, or are you riding off into the fucking forest?
I want to find the town hall or the constabulary or, you know, whatever there is in Mogren where people of authority reside.
At night?
Yes.
Okay, well, as you ride into town, you don't see many people on the streets at all. There are guards on the gate, and they're all kind of, you know, talking amongst themselves very excitedly, and a couple of times there's gestures towards Calamander. And if you ever care to look back, you can see there's this giant black cloud that hovers in the distance, ominously in the distance, past where Calamander is or used to be. As you ride past them, they don't really pay you much mind. They've got much better things to talk about than three people. A couple of them give you some really weird looks because Tortis is wearing a shirt on his head.
Oh my god, he's still wearing that thing?
Yes.
But all in all, there's bigger things going on in the world today, so they don't really care. As you ride down this street, you see signs for shops, but there's nobody on the street.
Yeah. I'm just looking for, like, you know, the guards barracks or, you know, the chief of the town, you know, guard. I need to notify someone of what's happened.
Okay, so you don't stop to talk to the guards?
Bao Shang wants to know where we're going, Cassandra.
Sorry, if I don't know where that is, Jamble, I just ask the guards.
Okay, so you're gonna stop and talk to the guys. Okay, Kumar, what are you doing? Stop it.
Going to find someone who can do things, Bao Shang.
Alright, so you can walk
Do
down through. Okay, so
things.
as you ride up to the guards, they're all excitedly talking about the explosion in Calamander and, you know, everything that's going on amongst themselves. They don't really pay you much attention, even though you continue to stand there. A couple of them look over and they look twice at Tortis with the shirt on his head, but considering there's blood on the shirt and blood on his face, they kind of just ignore it. Think
Right.
that perhaps he's trying to bandage his head in some weird way.
I'll stop in front of the guards and dismount and walk up to them.
Okay. As you approach them, they kind of stop talking and they turn towards you, and they kind of just give you a nod.
Yep.
Wait for you.
Gentlemen, have a bunch of Noxians rode through here?
Well, there's been Noxians, Damascians, Ionians, people of all kinds of things. We've seen wolves running from the forest. What is it that you're looking for? There's many
Guardsmen.
people pass through here.
Guardsman, I am Bao Shang.
Cassandra just like...
I wish to know.
just like throws her hand up at Bao Shang, like where she hears his mouth making unwanted noise from. And I don't know if... just like that. Sure, just like that.
Friends, sorry, the guard kind
Unhand
of
me,
looks
Cassandra. I
between-
wish to speak to these guardsmen.
Bao Shang. And kind of just turns back to the guards. Like, I want to know if you've seen General Jericho Swain and Katerina Decotu ride through these gates.
One of them pushes back. He's wearing like a old sort of helmet. It's clear, he's looked after it, but it's old. He kind of pushes it back on his head, scratches his forehead, and he looks at the others and says, "Yes, Jericho Swain came through here quite a few hours ago. They passed through. They look quite busy. They didn't stop.
They headed to Noxus, I imagine?
I imagine so.
Thank you. How many men were in their convoy? Was there a man of a sack on his head?
Back on his head.
Yes. In the middle of their formation.
Can't say I've seen a man with a sack on his head. Why would Jericho Swain have a man with a sack on his head?
That's what I intend to find out.
Why do you have a man with a shirt on his head?
He's special and wounded in equal measure.
I have always been told I'm special.
You're very special, Tortis. How many men
How
were
come
in...
he is allowed to talk, Cassandra, and I am not
where
allowed
is it
to
that
talk?
Right. Did you come from Calamander? Are you from? Were you there?
Calamander is gone. It's exploded.
What do you mean gone?
The
It
Noxians
is in
and...
flames. It is in flames, gentlemen. Foul magics destroyed it. Evil,
And it looks like it's going to get rained on too, like that big
Evil.
cloud over there.
evil crawls across the land.
Magic? We assumed that there was magic involved, but we did not know what happened. We haven't had a report yet. There's many Noxians here. They're being treated in the infirmary. They're all cut up and bruised, and some of them have these terrible, terrible black blisters all over their body. But magic, what was it? And he kind of hesitates.
Fiery magic.
He hesitates and he looks like at you and then at his guardsmen, and then like he says like kind of lower, like he doesn't want people to hear that they're talking about it. He says, was it in war magic?
Surely men died in fiery doom. Yes.
Yes, it was magic. The Noxians and Damascians seem to be engaging in a war in Calamander, or they were, before it became that thing, kind of just point at the cloud of nasty evil.
It would seem the treaty's been broken then, and he kind of leans back and his face pals a little bit. Roger, come here. Go, quickly, go. Tell the mayor what these people have told us. It is a grave day
Cassandra,
indeed.
Have
And,
you
one of the
noticed
younger
that the
looking guys
Noxians have the
runs off.
silliest names?
Sorry, what?
Sorry.
One of the younger guards runs off to tell you a tale.
Tortis screams after him right before he's out of earshot. And make sure to let him know that it's about to rain soon.
Baosheng said, "Have you noticed Noxians have the weirdest name?" To that, the guard kind of just looks at him weirdly. Doesn't say anything.
Was it to the guards or to
Because
me?
the guard is not Noxian, by the way.
Do you know someone named Greg? I am Baosheng.
The guard kind of scratches his head and looks back out towards the big cloud and says, "Yeah, I know Greg. There's many Gregs. Who are you looking for? Greg
I'm
the
looking for no one.
stonemason? Greg the farmer? Aye, there's even old drunken Greg down at the bar."
I'm old Greg.
The Greg I know is dead. He burned alive in that town.
The guard kind of like bows his head and says, "I'm sorry for your loss. A lot of good people have died, and indeed a lot of relatives of this town. There'll be much mourning in Mogren."
Yes.
I did not know that man. Now, quickly, tell us where there is a place where we can lodge. I am Baosheng.
God. He turns towards the town and he says, "Right, well, there's a couple places you can go. You can go down towards the Lake Boulevard and you can keep following that around to the left and then you'll hit, hold on a second. You'll hit the Winter Arms if you keep going that way. Or, you know, you could turn right and then take your first left, go down the street, and there you'll have the Fish Tavern."
Why do they call it the Fish Tavern?
Well, they serve the best fish.
Cassandra, let us not go to that place and go to the other place.
He looks at your horses and says, "If you want lodging for your horses, though, I do strongly suggest the Winter's Arms. They have a stable at least."
Thank you. We'll certainly look into the Winter's Arms and not the Fish Inn. Okay, like look at Baosheng.
Are those beds for the clippity cloppities?
Yes, Tortis. Beds for the clippity cloppities.
That sounds like a good place. I want to go there.
We're going there, Tortis.
At that, the guard turns back to his friends and they discuss everything you've said. Very, very, you know, somberly.
Right. I'm gonna hop back up on the horses and start to head off in the direction they told us to go for the Winter's Arms.
Right. So you make your way down and around to here.
You mean up and
You don't-
about?
Yeah, whatever. And you don't really see many people. There's you know, it's not so far that the explosions weren't heard in the distance, and there's a lot of families are staying inside. There's a lot of fear and sadness and confusion in Mogren, and most families are just staying in. You know, it's a very scary time. And so you arrive at the Winter's Arms without any sort of incident.
Excellent. Alright, I wanna drop the horse to where you
Just
draw the
before
horses
we
up
start, do we want to end there or do you want to keep going? I don't know how you feel
For
about
me,
time.
For me, it's pretty late here, and this would be a good stopping point. So, but it's up to you guys.
to. I'm cool
I
whenever.
could probably go a little bit longer, but I mean, it's 12:30. It's midnight. I have to be up in the morning, so.
We can just call it now.
All right.
I'm fine with that.